Notebook LM just got a massive upgrade with Google Gemini 3. You can now build entire workflows without writing a single line of code. I'm talking research automation, content creation, even full business systems. And the best part is completely free to start. Today, I'm showing you exactly how to use it. Google just upgraded Notebook LM with Gemini 3. Most people have no idea this even happened, but it completely changes what you can do with this tool. You can now take any research, any documents, any videos, and turn them into automated workflows without writing code, without being technical, without spending hours doing manual work. And I'm talking about building client reports that update themselves, creating competitor analysis tables in seconds, generating entire slide decks from your research, even building landing pages and apps directly inside Gemini, all from the same sources you upload into Notebook LM. And here's what makes this different from every other AI tool. Notebook LM actually reads your sources. It doesn't hallucinate. It doesn't make stuff up. Everything it creates is grounded in what you give it. So if you're using it for client work, business automation, or content creation, you can trust the outputs. Now, here's why I'm making this video today. Most people are still using Notebook LM for basic summaries. They upload a PDF, they ask a few questions, maybe they generate one of those audio overview podcasts, and that's it. They're missing about 90% of what this tool can actually do. Because with the Gemini 3 upgrade and the new features they just added, you can now automate entire business processes. I'm going to show you exactly how. We're going to start with the basics, how to set up your notebook and upload sources. Then I'll show you the new data tables feature. This thing alone is worth the price of admission because you can extract structured data from any source and export it directly to Google Sheets, ready to use, ready to share with clients, ready to build your entire workflow around. Then we're going into the Gemini integration. This is where it gets really powerful. You can attach your Notebook LM notebooks directly inside the Gemini app and use them to generate anything, images, apps, websites, automations, all based on your research. I'll show you a real example. We're going to build a complete competitor analysis workflow for the AI Profit Boardroom. We'll extract data into tables, turn those tables into slide decks, and create infographics that actually look professional, all in about 10 minutes. Then we're going to automate it so it runs without you touching it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use Notebook LM and Gemini together to build and automate almost anything for your business. Let's go. Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency Goldie Agency. Whilst he's helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to help you get the latest AI updates. Julian Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below. Notebook LM just got a crazy upgrade. You can now build apps, landing pages, tools, games, no coding required. I'm talking full interactive stuff in minutes. This is wild, and I'm showing you exactly how to do it. All right, so Notebook LM just dropped something insane. Most people have no idea this exists yet. You can now connect Notebook LM directly to Google Gemini and build actual interactive tools. I'm talking landing pages, sales dashboards, training apps, quiz games, all from your notebooks, zero code needed. This changes everything for people running communities, agencies, courses, because now you can take all your knowledge, all your docs, all your training materials, and turn them into real tools that people can use. And I'm going to show you the exact process right now. So here's what happened. Google rolled out this update where you can import your Notebook LM notebooks straight into Gemini. Once you do that, you get access to something called Dynamic View in Canvas mode. These let you generate interactive applications from your research. It's basically like having a developer on demand, except it's free and instant. Let me break down how this actually works. First, you go to Notebook LM, you create a notebook and add your sources. This could be PDFs, websites, docs, whatever. You can even use their deep research feature where it automatically pulls in 50+ sources on any topic you want. So let's say you want to build a training tool for your team. You'd create a notebook called AI Automation Training and load it with all your processes, guides, client examples. Then you go to Gemini, you open a new chat, you'll see a notebook tab at the top, click that and import your Notebook LM file. Now here's where it gets good. You can prompt Gemini to build things using Dynamic View or Canvas mode. So you'd say something like, using Dynamic View, create an AI automation training dashboard from this notebook. And it just generates it right there. Interactive elements, clickable sections, the whole thing. I tested this with the AI Profit Boardroom content. I wanted to see if I could build an onboarding tool for new members. So I created a notebook with our welcome guides, our automation templates, our most popular use cases, imported it into Gemini. prompted it to build an interactive onboarding experience. 2 minutes later, I had a full dashboard with sections for getting started, quick wins, advanced strategies. Each section had links, examples, even little quiz elements to test understanding. Now, let me show you some other examples of what you can build. Sales tools are huge. You can create pitch simulators where your team practices selling, objection handlers that help reps learn comebacks, discovery question generators, all of this from a notebook of your sales training content, or educational tools. Let's say you run a course, you can turn your course materials into interactive quizzes, flashcard systems, progress trackers. Students learn better when they can actually interact with the content instead of just reading docs. Landing pages are another big one. You can build full landing pages with Canvas mode. I made one for a community around football tactics. Just loaded a notebook with content about the niche, what makes it valuable, testimonials, prompted Gemini to create a Canvas landing page. It generated headlines, benefit sections, social proof, call to action buttons, the whole layout. So let me tell you about something that fits perfectly with this. If you want to save hours every week and automate your business with tools like Notebook LM and Gemini, you need to check out the AI Profit Boardroom. It's our community where we break down exactly how to use AI automation to grow faster. We cover tools like this every single week with step-by-step processes you can copy. No guessing, just follow the system. Link is in the description below. All right, back to the builds. Let me give you some specific prompts that work really well. For a client dashboard, you'd say, create a dynamic view dashboard, tracking SEO metrics and campaign progress from this notebook. For a training game, you could say, build a Canvas game where users spot common website errors based on my SEO audit notebook. For lead capture, try create an interactive quiz that qualifies leads for AI automation services using this notebook. The key is being specific about what you want. Don't just say build something, say what type of tool, what it should do, what outcome you want. The more detail in your prompt, the better the output. One thing I'm seeing work really well is building resource hubs. So instead of sending people 10 different links or files, you create one interactive hub in Canvas mode. Let's say someone joins the AI Profit Boardroom. Instead of overwhelming them with everything at once, they get one link to an interactive resource center. Click automation, they see the templates. Click learning path, they see the roadmap. Click community wins, they see case studies, everything organized, everything clickable, everything in one place. This makes onboarding so much smoother because people aren't lost trying to find stuff. You can also use this for building internal knowledge bases. A lot of businesses have information scattered everywhere. Google Docs, Slack messages, random PDFs on someone's desktop. Super messy. With Notebook LM, you gather all that into one notebook. Then build a searchable knowledge base in Gemini. Your team can ask questions and get instant answers pulled from your actual company docs. No more digging through files or asking the same questions over and over. This saves hours every single week and makes new team members productive way faster. Now here's a pro tip. You can import multiple notebooks into one Gemini chat. This is powerful because you can combine different knowledge bases. So let's say you have one notebook about your service offerings, another about competitor analysis, another about your ideal customer. Import all three, then prompt Gemini to build a sales enablement tool that uses insights from all of them. You'll get something way more complete. Another thing you can do is use this for content creation. Load a notebook with your best YouTube video ideas, your audience research, your competitor analysis, then prompt Gemini to generate video outlines, scripts, titles, thumbnails. It pulls from everything in your notebook so the output is actually good and specific to your niche. Games and simulations work surprisingly well too. I built an objection handling dojo for sales reps. It randomly throws objections at them and they have to type responses. The AI grades their answers based on the training material in the notebook. Reps love it because it's way more engaging than reading a PDF. Here's my 30-day plan if you want to master this. Week 1, build one solid notebook for your business. Could be your service catalog, your training docs, your best content. Get everything in there. Week 2, import it to Gemini and build 3 different tools, a dashboard, a quiz, and a landing page, just to learn how the prompts work. Week 3, start getting creative, build gamified tools, share them with your team, test different prompts. Week 4, scale it up, import multiple notebooks, build more complex apps. Start using this in your actual workflows. The shift you need to make is focusing deep on fewer tools instead of jumping around. Everyone wants to try every new AI that comes out, but you'll get way more results if you master 2 tools deeply. Notebook LM and Gemini together are those 2 tools that they can handle research building, automation, content, training, everything. Now let's talk sharing. When you build something in Dynamic View or Canvas, you can share it. There's a share button right there. You get a link you can send to anyone. They don't need a Gemini account to view it. You can also embed these tools on websites or export them to other platforms like Notion or Webflow. So if you build a client dashboard, you can just send them the link. If you build a landing page, you can embed it on your site. There are some limitations to know about. Generation time can take 2 to 5 minutes for complex builds. The free tier has some caps if you're doing heavy usage all day, and you'll get the best results if you use Gemini's latest models, the 2.5 or 3.0 versions. They're way better at reasoning and way less likely to hallucinate or mess things up. Here's what I recommend for getting started today. Go create one notebook right now, pick something useful for your business, import it to Gemini tonight, build one simple tool just to see how it works. Could be a quiz, could be a dashboard, doesn't matter. Just get your hands dirty with it. Then tomorrow, build something bigger. The people who win with AI are the ones who actually use it, not the ones who watch videos and do nothing. So pause this video, go build something, then come back and tell me in the comments what you made. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and 100 plus AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. It's our free AI community. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 40,000 members who are crushing it with AI. We share what's working, what's not, and exactly how to implement everything. This Notebook LM update is a game changer. You can now build things that used to take developers weeks. You can do it in minutes for free. That's insane. Notebook LM just got a massive upgrade, and you can now import notebooks into Gemini. Now, you can basically build anything with it, and I'm going to show you today how you can use a combination of Notebook LM and Google Gemini to build landing pages, interactive games, lead capture tools, client dashboards, mini apps as well. And there's no coding needed. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. We're going to test it live right here, right now. I'm going to upload some notebooks into Gemini and then use dynamic view and canvas to build stuff that would have taken weeks to do. And in minutes, even if you've never written a single line of code, even if you think you're not technical enough, even if you've tried AI tools and they felt confusing, this is different. This is the new Google AI stack working together. Notebook does thinking, Gemini does building, and you just describe what you want. So by the end of this video, you'll learn how to connect Notebook LM notebooks to Gemini, which is a brand new feature. You'll learn how to use dynamic view to create interactive mini apps instantly, how to build landing pages, quizzes, games, and tools with zero code, the exact 30-day system to master this. Plus, I'll give you 100 prompts to use right now. Okay, so the method that we're going to be using is this one right here. And what we're going to be using with this framework is you're going to build your knowledge inside the notebook. Then you're going to connect your notebooks. Then you're going to use dynamic view or canvas to build stuff. And you're going to share or use what you built, the result, right? And this is like having a developer on your team, except this one works on 4:30 a.m. or whenever you need it to, right? And it doesn't complain or get worried when you change your mind 47 times, right? So if you want to, for example, start building with this, first of all, you're going to need a notebook. So I've got one that's set up right here. You just insert your sources, your website, whatever. You can do some research if you need to insert different stuff here, right? And then, for example, what we can do is we can go over to Gemini here, go to Notebook LM. We can plug in the notebook that we've got. So for example, I've got this agency sales training for my team, as you can see. And then from here, we're going to add that. Now, what you're going to do from here is you're going to click on dynamic view, and we're going to say, create a sales training tool for my SEO agency to train new reps to learn the whole playbook of how to sell SEO, right? We're going to take the sales training materials, all the research that I've imported into this. So you can actually see we've actually plugged in 50 sources into this using deep research. If you're not sure how to do that, all you do is you would just go to Notebook, create a new notebook. I've plugged in my sales SOP, which is like a 86-page playbook on how to sell SEO. And then what I've also done is switch to deep research. And I just said, find some agency training sources for selling SEO, right? And then you can hit enter, and now actually go off and do all the deep research and import the sources for you. So if we go back to this notebook, this is the one that we're using for today's demo. And then you can see this is now building out the accelerator, right? And you can see here, it's got like a pitch simulator, an objection dojo, is spotting the errors if our team have any problems, and also discovery scripts that they can use and the process as well, right? And that's going to build out the app, as we can see, literally whilst I'm talking to you. So you can easily combine the power of Gemini with the power of Notebook LM and create like these amazing landing pages and testimonials and stuff like that. We could go back here. We could go into Google Gemini, plug in a similar sort of notebook process, right? For example, like this. And you could actually gamify the training process. So for example, if we go into Canvas here and we say, okay, build a quiz game for this playbook to help people learn SEO whilst having fun, right? It will actually import the notebook into Gemini and then start building out a quiz game that we can use to train our team as well, right? And all of a sudden training becomes fun. I don't have to answer the same things a million times, and we've got two apps building out at the same time, right? You can see this is still being constructed, so it's going to take a couple of minutes to generate, but once it does, you can see that you're going to have something really nice that you can also share with your team, share with the world, and help people. So this is actually coding out a tool for us based on our idea, and we don't need to be able to code or anything like that. We just need the idea, and then from there we're good to go. All right. So in terms of the 30-day plan, what I recommend is you start off on day one, just creating your first Notebook LM notebook, right? So you go to Notebook LM, new notebook, name it something useful, and you can basically build like a business brain, like an AI business brain that has information on your best performing blog posts, your service pages, any documents that explain what you do, right? And then this can become like the personal trainer for new people that you bring onto your business, or for coming up with marketing materials and stuff like that, right? And we've got a full 30-day plan that you can follow for using this stuff. And now we have the app that's ready, right? So you can see here, it's got the dashboard, right? Here's how to master the art of selling SEO, the opportunity, the psychology, the objection, defense, etc. If we go to the process map, this actually shows people what to do step by step to get results with selling SEO, right? So if we zoom out here, you can see we've got the discovery and qualification process, the technical audit, the strategy proposal, and the closing. That is our sales process, but it's broken down from what was previously, if we have a look here, a 92-page playbook, as you can see right here, along with a notebook with 50 sources. So it's taken all that massive stack of information, and then it's turned it into a nice little fun mini map that doesn't just confuse people, right? People can just go through it, they can quickly on board, they can learn how to use this stuff, and then from there they're good to go, right? And then they've also got a bunch of discovery questions that they can ask right here. So for example, for business goals, for pain and history, etc. And they can just learn and practice this stuff as they go along, right? So for example, like, who is the one competitor you hate losing to? Or why do clients choose them after you, right? Have you seen what competitor X is doing with their content? These are easy ways to sell on a discovery process when you're selling SEO. And then this is kind of like a game that's created where you spot the errors on this person's website, right? And it creates a game where people can figure out, okay, here's how to spot the errors and simulate an audit with a live client. Pretty cool, right? So for example, like speed issues or not mobile optimized. You also got the objection dojo. So for example, here is won't AI and SEO, and then it's got the flashcard for learning that, right? How to handle that objection. And then finally, we've got the pitch simulator, right? Which is pretty crazy. So here it simulates a pitch with a prospect. And again, like a new sales rep can just understand the sales process. Now, this is not about selling. This is not about that sort of stuff, but it's really about learning how can you use this in creative ways to create amazing apps or games or quizzes and that sort of thing to, number one, generate content. Number two, train your team. Number three, learn something new, etc. If you were learning Spanish, for example, then you could add all your sources into Notebook LM, import that into Gemini, create like a flashcard quiz or like a Duolingo style app, and then from there you're good to go. But it's all personalized to you and your specific use case. So you can build out an amazing app using all the best research on the internet as well. And this is stuff that you can't really do elsewhere. So it's a pretty amazing feature that you can build with this. And you could also build websites for this too. So for example, if we go on to a new chat here and we're like, let's take in a notebook, we'll plug this in. And let's say, for example, you were building out a website about football tactical analysis, right? You could then select Canvas and you can say, okay, build a landing page for someone selling a community about football tactical analysis, right? And then from here, we'll take the information from that notebook and start creating a landing page as well. The other cool thing here that you can do is inside Gemini, you can load multiple notebooks, right? So if you have multiple notebooks related to your business, but for different use cases, so for example, you might have one about YouTube content ideas, and then one with your agency assets, and then one with competitor analysis, etc. Well, you can load them all in at the same time and then build something around that, which is pretty cool. There's so many different ways you could use this, so many different opportunities, etc. Some people say these AI tools are just toys, not real business tools. But I think the new empowering belief here is Notebook LM is powered by Gemini 3, Google's most intelligent model, right? Some of the best technology in the world. It's available to you. So this isn't a toy. This is the same level of technology that enterprises are using. And it's wrapped in a simple interface that you can use right now as well. So the question really isn't whether it's powerful enough. The question is whether you'll use it. Other people will say, I'll fall behind if I don't learn every new AI tool. But I think with this, you'll actually fall behind if you try to learn every new AI tool. Shiny object syndrome is one of the worst ways to stop your progress. And I would focus on just mastering fewer tools, but deeply. So for example, like Gemini with Notebook LM and Gemini Canvas, right? That's a stack. That's enough. You don't need like 47 AI subscriptions. You need depth in a few tools, and that's how you actually get results. I'll say basically no to everything, like new tools, new features, new distractions, unless they make my core stack better. Now, what I've also done inside the notes from today is give you 100 prompts that you can test with Notebook LM, Gemini, and dynamic views in Canvas, right? So for example, I've given you a bunch of ideas for business tools, for learning and education, for games and engagement, right? For data and visualization, and also for creative prompts as well. So there's all sorts of cool stuff you can do with this. Now, if we go back to Notebook and here, you can see, for example, it's built out the landing page. The UI looks super nice as well. And then you can see it's taken all the information from the notebook and then plugged that into a canvas, like you can see right here. And we just automated that whilst I was talking to you. So it's super simple. The other cool thing you can do here as well is if we go back, for example, to that app that we built previously, this one, right, the quiz, you can actually click on the share. And then if you click on share here, you can share this with your team or share this with the world or share it with people in your audience you're building tools for. So if we copy that link, open that up, you can now see that I could share that with my team and train them on how to sell. And if we have a look at this, is the SEO playbook simulator. So if we start this, you can see that it's given a question on mindset, and it's 9 a.m. You're preparing for your day. What is the agency's core belief about handling leads? Here we go. We click on that. There we go. Boom. Good to go. And so you can create these custom quizzes that help your team learn, and it's super easy to set up. So that's basically it on how to build anything with Notebook LM. What I've actually done is inside the free notes from today, inside the AI Success Lab, which is a free community with 43,200 members, as you can see. If you go to the classroom here, then you're going to go to January. In this section, you can find a 4-hour training, which is a free course on how to use Notebook LM. I've included all the links to the resources from today. And additionally, you've got a 30-day plan for implementing this and mastering it. And I've included 100 Notebook LM and Gemini prompts that you can use to build business tools and automate pretty much anything. So thanks so much for getting that. That's inside the AI Success Lab. And then if you want to learn automation, how to apply it to your business, if you want to join an amazing community of people who are winning with AI, feel free to join the AI Profit Boardroom. Inside the AI Profit Boardroom, we show you the best ways to use AI automation. So for example, if you struggle with overwhelm, we actually have a 6-week AI automation masterclass that shows you how to go from complete beginner to expert in just 5 weeks. And it shows you everything you need to really learn this stuff. On top of that, inside the classroom here, you'll get our playbook on how to build AI avatar videos, which is something I get asked pretty much every single day, to be honest. So you can see, for example, how we create screen shares and faceless channels and that sort of thing. On top of that, you'll see our best trainings on how to get clients with the agency course. You get our full section and module on AI SEO automation and also YouTube AI as well. So these are all our best trainings and courses on how to use this stuff. And also, if you want to jump on coaching calls live and get help and support, jump on a Zoom call, ask questions about your business and how to automate specifically, then you can join the Profit Boardroom coaching calls. And we have weekly coaching calls where we show you everything you need to learn, right? And this is all inside here as well. So you can jump on these live coaching calls. And if you can't make them, they get recorded and posted right here. So feel free to get that link in the comments and description. That's all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Today, I'm going to show you something that is insane. So Notebook LM and Gemini just linked up and is changing everything about how we do SEO. This is massive for anyone building content or growing a business online, and I'm going to walk you through exactly how to use it. Google rolled out a new feature inside Notebook LM, and now Notebook LM can talk directly to Gemini. Before this, you had to do your research in Notebook LM and then start over in another tool. Now you can take your entire research notebook and upload it straight into Gemini. That means you go from research to content creation without losing anything. No copy pasting, no switching tabs, no rewriting the same prompt 5 times. This is a game changer for SEO. Let me explain why. Notebook LM is really good at one thing: deep research. It pulls from multiple sources, organizes everything, and builds you a structured knowledge base. Gemini is really good at something else: creating content. SEO blogs, landing pages, social posts, even code. Before, those two didn't talk to each other. Now they do. So you can research a topic inside Notebook LM, pull in authoritative sources, organize the insights, and then push that entire research file into Gemini to build whatever you need. One workflow, 2 tools, unlimited output. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this for the AI Profit Boardroom, which is our AI automation community, because this workflow is perfect for growing an online business. All right, let's start at the beginning. Step 1 is opening Notebook LM. Inside Notebook LM, there's a feature called Discover. This is where the magic starts. Discover finds high quality sources on any topic you give it. It's not just scraping random blog posts, it's pulling from authoritative sites, recent articles, and data-backed resources. So you're starting with real information, not fluff. Here's the prompt I use inside Notebook LM to kick things off. Find the most up-to-date, high-authority resources about AI automation for business growth. Focus on SEO best practices, recent trends and updates, actionable strategies, and real examples and data. Only include reliable sources. That's it. You hit enter and Notebook LM goes to work. It's like having a research assistant that only brings you the good stuff. Within seconds, Notebook LM pulls together articles, case studies, and expert resources. Everything is organized in one place. No more jumping between tabs. No more bookmarking random sites. You've got a structured knowledge base ready to go, and every source it pulls is cited, so you know exactly where the information came from. Now, this is where most people stop. They read the research and then try to write something themselves. But we're not doing that. We're going one step further. Once Notebook LM pulls those sources, you want to organize them. You want to turn that raw research into something you can actually use. So here's the second prompt I use inside Notebook LM. Summarize the key insights from these sources, group them into core concepts, practical steps, SEO opportunities, and content angles that can rank. Make it simple and actionable. This is where Notebook LM becomes your SEO brain. It takes all those sources and gives you a clean breakdown. No fluff, just the insights you need. And this is all citation backed, which means every piece of information is tied to a real source. That's huge for trust and authority. You're not just getting AI generated guesses, you're getting research backed facts. This is the foundation for everything you're about to build. And it only takes a few minutes to set up. Most people spend hours doing research manually. You just did it in 2 prompts. And one more thing, if you're creating all this content with Notebook LM, but nobody is finding it online, you've got a traffic problem. That's where SEO comes in. If you want more leads, more traffic, and more sales, my team can help you rank higher on Google. Check the link in the comments and description to order AI SEO online, and let us handle your backlinks while you focus on growing your business. And if you want to rank #1 and get more customers, join the SEO Elite Circle. That's where we actually teach you how this works. No theory, no recycled tips, just the exact AI SEO systems we're using right now. We break everything down step by step with real workflows, weekly live support, and clear actions you can follow without guessing. If you're serious about scaling with SEO and AI, this is where you start. Hit the link in the description and join the SEO Elite Circle today. Now, here's where it gets insane. You take that entire notebook and upload it into Gemini. This is the new feature. Before, you couldn't do this, now you can. So you open the Gemini app and there's an option to upload files. You upload your Notebook LM notebook and boom. Gemini now understands your entire research context. It knows everything you researched, it knows the sources, it knows the insights, and now you can build on top of that. This is the bridge between research and execution. You're not starting over, you're not retyping everything. You're taking your research and turning it into content, landing pages, emails, whatever you need. And Gemini has full context, so the output is sharp, accurate, and ready to use. Let me show you how powerful this is. Let's say I want to create a SEO blog post for the AI Profit Boardroom. I want to write about how AI automation helps businesses grow faster. I already did the research in Notebook LM. Now I just give Gemini this prompt. Using the uploaded notebook, create a fully SEO optimized blog post. Requirements are a strong hook, clear heading structure, keyword rich but natural language, practical examples, short paragraphs, high readability, and optimized for Google ranking. Target audience is business owners who want to use AI to scale. That's it. Gemini takes your research and turns it into a full blog post. It's not generic AI content, it's research-backed SEO content, the kind that actually ranks. And because it's built on the notebook you created, it's accurate, it's detailed, and it's backed by real sources. This is not guessing, this is strategy. You started with real research, you organized it, and now you're building content that has weight, that has authority, that ranks on Google. This is how you beat the competition. While everyone else is using generic AI prompts, you're using research-backed AI content. That's the difference between page 1 and page 10. But wait, there's more. You can use the same notebook to create different types of content. Let's say I want a landing page for the AI Profit Boardroom. Same research, different output. Here's the prompt I use in Gemini. Using the same notebook research, create a high converting landing page. Include a headline with clear value proposition, subheadline, benefits focused sections, SEO optimized copy, strong call to action, and trust building language. Tone should be clear, modern, and conversion focused. And just like that, Gemini builds a landing page, same research file, different format. You didn't have to redo anything. You didn't have to explain the context again. Gemini already knows what you're working on. It pulls from the research, structures it for conversions, and gives you a page that's ready to publish. One research session, multiple outputs. That's how you scale content without burning out. So now you've got a blog post and a landing page. Same research, two different pieces of content, and you didn't have to start from scratch. You didn't have to rewrite your prompts. You didn't have to explain everything twice. You did the research once and built everything on top of it. That's efficiency, that's scale. And that's what most people are missing. Here's why this matters so much. Before this update, you had to choose, do I want deep research or do I want fast content creation? Now you get both. You can go deep in Notebook LM, pull in authoritative sources, organize everything, and then flip over to Gemini and start creating. And because Gemini has your full research context, it doesn't give you surface level content. It gives you depth, it gives you authority, it gives you content that actually ranks. And one more thing, if you're creating all this content with Notebook LM, but nobody is finding it online, you've got a traffic problem. That's where SEO comes in. If you want more leads, more traffic, and more sales, my team can help you rank higher on Google. Check the link in the comments and description to order AI SEO online, and let us handle your backlinks while you focus on growing your business. And if you want to rank #1 and get more customers, join the SEO Elite Circle. That's where we actually teach you how this works. No theory, no recycled tips, just the exact AI SEO systems we're using right now. We break everything down step by step with real workflows, weekly live support, and clear actions you can follow without guessing. If you're serious about scaling with SEO and AI, this is where you start. Hit the link in the description and join the SEO Elite Circle today. ChatGPT plus Gemini plus Notebook LM together is absolutely wild. I'm talking about a setup so powerful, it'll change how you work forever. This combo lets you research faster, write better, and automate tasks you didn't even know could be automated. It's brand new, it's easy, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use all three together. Most people use one AI tool at a time. They ask ChatGPT a question, they get an answer, then they move on. But that's like using a Ferrari to go to the grocery store. You're not even close to the real power. When you stack these three tools together, you create something totally different. You get research that's deeper, content that's better, and automation that saves you hours every single day. Start with Gemini. Gemini is Google's AI, and it's connected to the internet in real time. That means it can pull the latest information right now, not from last year, not from 6 months ago, right now. So you ask Gemini something like, what are the top AI automation trends for online communities right now? And it gives you current data, real trends, actual information that's happening today. But here's where it gets good. You don't just take that information and run with it. You feed it into Notebook LM. Notebook LM is Google's research tool, and it's built specifically to organize information. You upload documents, you upload research, you upload notes, and it creates a knowledge base for you. It's like having a research assistant that never forgets anything. So now you've got Gemini giving you current trends and Notebook LM organizing all that research. But we're not done yet. This is where ChatGPT comes in. ChatGPT is the best writer, period. You take all that organized research from Notebook LM, you feed it into ChatGPT, and you say, write a landing page for the AI Profit Boardroom that converts, show the amazing value of AI automation, explain all the benefits of our AI automation community to get more customers, leads, and traffic. And ChatGPT writes it. But it's not just any landing page. It's a landing page backed by real research, current trends, organized information. That's the difference. That's the power. Let me break down exactly how to do this step by step. First, you go to Gemini, you ask it to research your topic. Let's use the AI Profit Boardroom as an example. You say, what are the biggest problems online business owners face with AI automation right now? What solutions are people looking for? What language do they use when they talk about these problems? Now, if you want to dive even deeper into AI automation, I've got something special for you. I run a community called the AI Profit Boardroom, the best place to scale your business, get more customers, and save hundreds with AI automation. Learn how to save time and automate your business with AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Notebook LM. The link is in the comments and description It's at school.com/AI Profit Lab. Gemini goes out and searches the internet. It looks at forums, it looks at social media, it looks at recent articles, and it comes back with real data, real language, real problems that people are talking about right now. You copy all of that, every single piece of research, every trend, every insight. Then you go to Notebook LM, you create a new notebook. You paste in all that research from Gemini, but here's the trick. You don't just paste it randomly, you organize it, you create sections. You might have a section for pain points, a section for solutions, a section for audience language. Notebook LM helps you see patterns, it helps you connect ideas, it helps you build a complete picture of what you're working with. Now, here's something most people don't know. Notebook LM can create study guides, it can create summaries, it can create FAQs, all based on the research you uploaded. So you click the button, you let Notebook LM generate those summaries, and suddenly you have a complete overview of everything you need to know, all organized, all clear, all ready to use. This is where the magic happens. ChatGPT takes all of that and it writes, but it's not generic, it's not boring, it's specific, it's targeted, it's exactly what your audience wants to hear because it's based on real research, real data, real language that people are actually using right now. But we can go even deeper. And let's say you want to create email sequences for the AI Profit Boardroom. Same process. You go to Gemini, you ask what email subject lines get the highest open rates for AI and automation content. What pain points should I address in my emails? What call to actions work best? Gemini gives you current data, real examples, actual strategies that are working right now. You take that to Notebook LM, you organize it, you create sections for subject lines, for email structures, for call to actions. Notebook LM shows you patterns, it shows you what works, it shows you what doesn't. Then you take all of that organized research to ChatGPT and you say, write a 5-email welcome sequence. For new members of the AI Profit Boardroom, use these subject lines, address these pain points, include these call to actions. And ChatGPT writes the entire sequence, 5 emails, all backed by research, all using language that actually works, all designed to convert. That's the power of using all 3 tools together. Here's another example. Let's say you want to create social media content for the AI Profit Boardroom. You want posts that get engagement, posts that get comments, posts that get shares. Most people just guess. They write something, they post it, they hope it works. That's not a strategy. That's gambling. Instead, you go to Gemini, you ask what AI automation posts are getting the most engagement on LinkedIn right now? What topics are people talking about? What formats work best? Gemini analyzes current posts, current trends, current engagement data, and it tells you exactly what's working. You take that research to Notebook LM, you organize it by topic, by format, by engagement level. You see patterns, you see what types of posts get comments, what types get shares, what types drive traffic. Then you take all of that to ChatGPT and you say, write 10 social media posts for the AI Profit Boardroom based on this research. Make them engaging, make them valuable, make them shareable. ChatGPT writes all 10 posts, each one backed by data, each one designed to perform, each one using proven formats and topics. That's how you create content that actually works. That's how you stop guessing and start winning. Now, let me show you something even crazier. You can use this same process for customer research, for product development, for literally anything you need to create or improve. Let's say you want to add a new feature to the AI Profit Boardroom. You're not sure what feature to add. You're not sure what your members want. Go to Gemini, ask what features do successful online communities have? What tools do members want most? What keeps people engaged in online communities? Gemini researches this. It looks at successful communities. It looks at member feedback. It looks at engagement data, and it gives you real answers. Take that to Notebook LM, organize it, see what features come up most often, see what members value most, see what drives the most engagement. Then take that to ChatGPT. Say, based on this research, create a plan for a new feature in the AI Profit Boardroom, make it valuable, make it unique, make it something members will actually use. ChatGPT creates the plan, complete with feature descriptions, implementation steps, member benefits, all backed by real research, all designed to actually work. That's how you make decisions. That's how you build things people want. That's how you grow. Now, if you want to dive even deeper into AI automation, I've got something special for you. I run a community called the AI Profit Boardroom, the best place to scale your business, get more customers, and save hundreds with AI automation. Learn how to save time and automate your business with AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Notebook LM. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and 100 plus AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 40,000 members who are crushing it with AI. The link is in the comments and description, is at school.com/AI Profit Lab. Today, we are going to be talking about Google Gemini and Notebook LM. They have a new integration inside Gemini where you can actually load notebooks from Notebook LM, and you can actually use multiple notebooks, as you can see. And I'm going to show you some of the most powerful ways to use this feature. All right. What you can actually do is you can take an example notebook. So let's say, for example, I want to learn more about, for example, Google anti-gravity, right? What I can do is take some of the best trainings on anti-gravity inside Notebook LM. So for example, like this, I can copy this video from YouTube, go to Notebook LM, create a custom notebook that's trained on anti-gravity. And then inside here, that is now custom trained on this, right? So what I can do inside Gemini is link these together. So I can pull in that anti-gravity training like, right? And then I could say, okay, using Canvas, create a beautifully designed landing page, show me the best ways to use Notebook LM for AI SEO, right? And pulling in that notebook and all the custom training there, I can actually create like SaaS tools, mini apps, etc. using Notebook. All right. And if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to ask. But basically, Google is quietly connected two of their most powerful free AI tools, right? Notebook LM and Gemini now work together as a system. This is a paid feature inside Gemini, but Gemini and Notebook LM are actually free to use, all right? And almost nobody is talking about this yet. So here's why it matters to you. Notebook LM is where you store your knowledge, your documents, your SOPs, your client info, your research, up to 300 sources in a single notebook. Gemini is the builder. It makes apps, websites, images, landing pages, interactive tools, and now they can talk to each other. So what does that actually mean? It means you can actually work and build working mini apps, landing pages, client tools, and business systems, all based on your specific data, not generic AI stuff, your stuff. And during this video, we're going to test this live and see what it can really do. So I'm going to show you how to connect your notebooks to Gemini. We'll build real tools in real time, things like quizzes, client portals, content dashboards, etc., all pulling in from your custom knowledge. And this is the kind of update that changes how you run your whole business, because you've got less manual work, but more systems designed for doing the heavy lifting for you. All right. So let's get straight into this. You can see we've got the landing page being built over here, and it's coding out directly. And this is based on the custom information on the notebook we quickly created over here for anti-gravity. The old way, let's talk about the old way versus the new way, right? So for example, for building business tools, you have to use like ChatGPT with zero context about your business, get generic outputs that don't fit, spend hours customizing everything by hand. The new way is that you can load your notebooks into Gemini. It already knows your offers, your voice, and your results. And then the outputs are personalized from the start, right? Like you can see right here, right? So we've created this awesome landing page based on the notebook that we pulled in, right? Pretty cool. It's the same, for example, for creating like sales pages. Before, you would have to hire a copywriter and wait days, go back and forth on revisions, write it yourself and hope it sounds okay. Now what you can do is that you can actually create landing pages like, right? So we can go to Canvas here. We can upload a notebook. So let's take, for example, something that's custom trained on me, my business. So for example, let's take this one here, right? The advanced sales operating procedure. We'll take that. This is a playbook for my sales team that teaches them how to sell SEO. And so I'm going to say, okay, based on the attached notebook, create a landing page for my SEO agency's services. And then, or switch to says you can run the code preview in Gemini itself. You can if you're using Canvas, right? So make sure that you selected Canvas. And then from there, yes, you can run the code yourself, right? So you can see how this is taking the information from the notebook and then using it to generate the landing page, as you can see right here. All right, so it's taking the information from the sales SP and then using that to code out a landing page that we can actually preview, right? And so you can't do this inside Notebook LM. You can't create like mini apps inside Notebook LM, but you can inside Google Gemini. And that's the difference right here. The same, for example, like building client tools, right? The old way was you get a developer and wait weeks, hope they understand what you actually want, spend more time explaining than it would do to do it yourself, describe what you need. Whereas now what you can do is just describe what you need to plain English, watch Gemini build a working app in 60 seconds, and it's grounded in your actual business data. The final way that I would say this is different is like creating content. Before, you'd be staring at a blank page, wondering what to write, trying to remember what worked before, and guessing what your audience wants to hear. Now what you can do is load your best performing content into a notebook, ask Gemini to create new content in the same style, and get outputs that sound like you because they're based on you. So you can see the big differences here. I didn't tell it to create anything for Goldie Agency, but it's actually taken the notebook, reference that, and then use that to build this beautiful landing page, like you can see, based on how our process works, what we do, what's different, etc. It's even created some custom packages, which are pretty cool, and then added some FAQs as well. And so we've automated a beautiful looking landing page. Let's get a shareable version of this, and I'll show you what I mean. So we'll grab this landing page, And this is a web page we've just automated in like literally 2 clicks, right? Just by loading in the notebook. And look at that, right? How beautiful is that? And it's all built custom based on our notebook. So it's absolutely awesome how much, what you can do with this. Your only limitation is just understanding, okay, what can you put together? How can you fit this together and how can you implement it into your business? Now, some people say I'm not technical enough for this stuff, but here's what most people think. They see words like AI and apps and systems and the brain goes, that's for coders. That's for technical people, not for me. And that's wrong. The whole point of this update is that you describe what you want in plain English, like you're talking to a person. So for example, you could say, build me a quiz that asks 5 questions and tells people which of my services is right for them. That's it. That's the prompt. No code, no technical skills required, just words. And if you can describe what you want, you can build it, like you can see today. The real skill isn't being technical. It's knowing your business well enough to describe what would help. And you already know that. So you see how powerful this is. Now, let me talk you through the framework that I've set out for you here. All right, so all the video notes from today are inside the AI Success Lab. You can just Google the AI Success Lab if you can't find it. And if you go to the classroom over here, and then you're going to go to December 2025 new automations, right? And inside the new automation section, you can see these notes on Notebook. So it shows you exactly what it works, all the limited beliefs, how to avoid it. And I'm actually going to walk you through the Goldie Knowledge Factory framework. So this is a simple framework to think about how this works. I call it the knowledge factory. So step number 1 is you gather all your knowledge into notebooks, SOPs, testimonials, case studies, content, research, client data frameworks. Let me show you an example. So if we have a look at, let's go back here. So for example, we've got our playbooks and our SOPs for the sales team inside this notebook. And we just uploaded the document over here, right? This notebook is actually trained on our best performing content. And you can edit the name of the notebook just so it's more organized, which is what I'm doing right now. And we've actually taken the most popular content from our YouTube channel and use that to generate like a best content, a greatest hits content analyzer, as you can see over here, right? So you can see how easy this stuff is. You're going to collect all your knowledge and put it into notebooks. One thing we could also do is we could actually take the testimonials from my website. So let's grab some of these. Let's take this, plug them in here. All right. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to, I want to use Gemini Flash for this because I think it's the fastest. I'm going to just say, take all the testimonials from this page plus extract them, right? And basically that will take all the information from my website and it's quite messy. We've got 56 pages of mess here. And we're just going to take all the testimonials from this page, right? So you can see it's taking all the testimonials as you can see. So now what we're going to do is based on those testimonials, I'm going to plug those into Notebook LM and we're going to create a testimonial collector, right? So that we have a notebook that's custom trained on our best testimonials. I'll explain why in a minute. So we'll insert that, then we're going to change this to testimonial collection, right? And so just to recap it, we have the best performing content, the greatest hits content, Notebook LM. We have the sales SP with the training for our sales team and with the testimonial collection right here, right? Super simple and easy to do. Now what we're going to do is we're going to load that into Notebook LM. And I'll show you how that works in a minute, but I'm just going to talk you through the rest of the framework. So from here, you create, right? So you tell Gemini what to build. That could be apps, pages, tools, content. It runs from your data. So how do we do that? So if we go back to Gemini over here, we're going to take, for example, some of the notebooks that were built recently. So what we can actually do, this is going to be interesting. So we're going to take the sales SP training document here, add that into Gemini, as you can see, and then we're going to say, build me a client intake quiz based on my sales SP notebook. And then we're going to load qualification criteria, pricing tiers and service descriptions, and now put that into an interactive mini app that scores leads and recommends the right package. So we're going to build that now. I just need to change this to Canvas. There we go. Gemini UI is pretty nice. Actually, it's so easy to edit that prompt and just fix it. And if you have questions as we go along, feel free to ask. And anything you want me to see me build with this, just let me know as well. Or any questions you have, just let me know. And you can see how that's beginning to build out now. All right, so that's beginning to build out the quiz, as you can see. And we're generating that quiz content. And the other thing we could do here as well is we can actually generate landing pages. Let me show you exactly how that works, right? So if we open up a new, and you can have multiple tabs running here. So if we go back to Google Gemini, we're going to go to Canvas here, and I'm going to say, okay, generate a sales page for my offer, load the testimonials, notebook plus sales SP with the offer details, and then create a full landing page with real testimonials, real results, and real copy, plus use the offer inside the sales SP, right? And now what we're going to do is add a new notebook here, and we're going to take the sales SP plus the testimonial collection. We're going to enter like so, and now we can load these 2 notebooks, one of them being my sales training playbook, one of them being my best case studies. We're going to generate a sales page based on that using the canvas inside Gemini, right? So you can reference multiple different notebooks when you're building with this stuff. Now we also have the growth quiz here. So we've generated a client intake quiz based on the information. And then we can plug in, for example, the quiz here. And you see how it's clean and it's nice, the layout and everything. So I'm going to put, for example, I'm a business owner, recovering from a traffic drop, and have I built backlinks before? I'm going to put, no, this is new to me. And then it actually recommends the best strategy based on that, right? And from there, you can click on Get Max and actually sign up, right? Really cool little feature. You could use this like a lead generation magnet to funnel traffic. Now, if we go back to Gemini here, we've also got the new page that is taking the testimonials from the testimonial generator, right? So these are all real testimonials from the notebook that has my best testimonials inside it, right? And so I'm using that knowledge and that data to build out an awesome sales page that we can then funnel traffic, right? And all the content is written pretty nicely. The information is real and everything else. You can see, okay, here's the old way, here's a new way style of content. And then here's what we do, here's why we do it, here's why we trust it, etc. And it's got the information with the testimonials. So it's combined the sales training notebook and the notebook with our testimonials, and then create this beautiful landing page. But you could also do something like, if we go back here, we could create like a team knowledge page browser, right? And you could actually load all of your training documents and FAQs across multiple notebooks, import them in here, and then the output would be a searchable like mini app that you can actually query and ask for, right? And so just to recap on the Goldie Knowledge Factory framework, step 1 is collect, step 2 is connect, step 3 is create, step 4 is customize, right? So use the canvas to really customize and edit and refine it, make it perfect, save it as a template, and then compound, right? It's the final step. So really every tool that you build saves you time forever. So you can stack them up and watch your business run smoother, right? And that's it, 5 steps: collect, connect, create, customize, compound. So we've built the lead qualification quiz, as you've seen today, and that funnels traffic to our offers. We could, for example, build out an ROI calculator, again, using similar sort of stuff. So we could go back to Gemini now, go back to that chat that loaded our notebooks, which is this one. And then we could say, okay, now create this. And that will actually create the calculator based on the information we plugged in. But you could also, for example, go into Gemini here, and you could take the guided learning section, and then anything that your team needs to learn about, we can pull in that notebook, right? So if we go inside, for example, the sales recipe, right? And we'll say, help me learn about this, right? And your team can do this. So they can take the notebook that you've created to train them, and you say, help me learn about this. And then it'll actually create this sort of learning guide based on that information that we've plugged in here, right? And we can choose, okay, what learning path do you want? So for example, let's say the perfect sales score. I'm going to plug that in. And now it's creating that, as you can see here, right? Pretty simple and easy. So it really breaks down like complex stuff. And this is like a 70-page document into really simple and easy to understand methods. So in terms of implementing this, I wanted to give you a 30-day knowledge factory plan. And here's how to put this all into action over the next month. So week 1, audit your knowledge, create your first notebook, and create a second notebook for like SOPs and processes, right? Upload everything about how you work. From there, connection, right? Learn how to link notebooks to Gemini, play around, ask questions, get comfortable, build your first simple tool. It could be a quiz or a calculator, something small just to get a win, and then refine it with Canvas. Make it look good. Save it as a template inside Gemini. Then you're going to start creating and then compounding, right? And the homework, after you've done that, post your progress inside the profit board, right? So you go inside the community here, post your wins, post your progress, etc. Give an update like Scott has done here a few hours ago, and just update us on the journey and how it's going. You can really make this into a powerful combo. So you can use like multi-notebook magic, and this is where it gets really powerful. So you can query multiple notebooks at once. This means you can ask questions across your entire business. So you could have a business intelligence app, right? Which loads a sales notebook, marketing notebooks, operation notebooks, asks what's your biggest bottleneck to get more clients, and then gets cross-referenced insights from all your business data, right? You could also load 5 different competitive research notebooks, output an interactive tool to compare any 2 competitors on any dimension, and then you would learn exactly how to position yourself based on that, right? I know you might be thinking, okay, this sounds good, but does it actually work for real people? And that's a great question. Inside the profit board, and we actually have members posting wins like every single day, and I can't make up the results, so I can only point you to the proof, right? So if you check out the win section inside their profit board, you'll see all the wins and how people are getting results with AI. As you can see, these are all wins from actual people, real people inside the profit boarding. And then also, if you check out this document, we have over 100 pages of testimonials from people like you who are winning with AI, right? So if you want to learn and grow and improve with AI, you can see all of these people winning with it, getting results, getting awesome testimonials, that sort of thing. For example, Marcus says things like this are what makes the community so valuable, right? Virgil said Julian's one-click NA10 workflow replicator is absolutely insane, right? He said, I just want to say hats off to Julian's one-click NA10 replicator trick. So have a look what else we got here. So for example, Bard Doctor says, thank you, Julian. You're absolutely amazing. We love you and your work. And so people are getting results with AI following the strategies I'm showing every single day. If you want to be part of that, join the AI Profit Boarding. All right, let's come back to here. All right, so if you want to check out the AI Profit Boarding, let me talk you through exactly what you get. So inside here, you get the community, and this is all a bunch of winners who get results, sharing, all helping each other grow and learn and get results with AI, as you can see, right? So it's a very active community, lots of new comments, people posting all the time inside here. So if you want to learn about this stuff, you can. Inside the classroom, we have all of my best trainings. So if you want to learn about AI, how to implement it, etc., it's all inside the classroom here. For example, lead generation and social media. You are our playbook that I personally use for my whole business. And if you're just learning AI from scratch, you're a complete beginner, etc., then you can learn how to use AI from zero knowledge to become an expert in just 6 weeks. All right, we've got a full classroom course on it right there. And then if you need live help, live support, live coaching, you can jump on the coaching course 4 times per week, as you can see right here, or you can watch back the recordings. Now, on top of that, we're actually giving away a bunch of other extras, as you can see right here. All right, and the thing that I would say here is knowing what's possible and actually doing it are 2 different things. That's why I created the Alpha Warning. It's not training, it's not just courses, it's a complete system you can plug into your business. And here's all the sort of stuff you get, like pre-built client funnels, AI outreach engines, YouTube avatar kits, done for you client delivery workflows, training on like how to get clients, etc. And also you get access to my school playbook for building and growing communities like I've done on school. You'll get my AI avatar system so you can clone yourself and scale content without being on camera. You'll get my Twitter AI automation methods that shows you how I reach so many people with Twitter, my Empire Builder Focus Manual, which is my personal system for staying productive. And this is all inside the AI Profit Boarding. So feel free to get that. Notebook LM plus Perplexity plus Google Gemini is insane. This combo is absolutely wild. You can go from a simple question to a full video presentation without lifting a finger. Stay with me because this is going to change how you work forever. Okay, so Google just dropped something massive. And when you combine it with 2 other free tools, it gets really crazy. I'm talking about a workflow that takes you from research to finished content in a fraction of the time. No more spending hours digging through articles, no more manually building in presentations. This is the kind of stuff that makes you wonder why you ever did it the old way. Let me show you what I mean. Google released Gemini 3. This is their newest AI model, and it's a big deal. They have different versions like Pro, DeepThink, and Flash. Each one does something different, but they all work together. Gemini 3 can understand text, images, code, and even audio and video. It has huge context windows, which means it can process way more information at once. And the best part is it's powering everything else I'm about to show you. Now, let me break down what each tool does, because when you understand this, you'll see why this combo is so powerful. First up is Google Gemini 3. This is the brain behind everything. It's doing all the heavy lifting for reasoning and understanding. Then you have Notebook LM. This is your research and output machine. It takes all your sources, summarizes them, and can even turn them into presentations and videos. And finally, there's Perplexity. This is your fast search tool. It pulls real-time information from the web with sources and citations. So think of it like this. Perplexity finds the information, Gemini 3 understands it, Notebook LM organizes it, and creates outputs from it. Let me tell you what Notebook LM can do now, because this is where it gets insane. Notebook LM now runs on Gemini 3. That means it's way smarter and faster than before. It has a 1 million token context window. That's massive. You can feed it entire books worth of information and it'll process all of it. It does deep research with citations, so you know where everything comes from. But here's the crazy part. It can automatically turn your research into presentations, like actual slide decks. It can create video overviews where it explains your content. It can make infographics. It can even create data tables that export directly to Google Sheets. And there's a new experiment coming where Notebook LM can turn your notes into classroom-style lectures. Think about that for a second. You upload some documents, and it creates a full presentation or video for you. And if you want to learn how to save time and automate your business with AI tools like Google Gemini, Notebook LM, and Perplexity, you need to check out my AI Profit Boardroom. This is where I show you how to scale your business, get more customers, and save hundreds of hours with AI automation. The link is in the description. This is the exact kind of workflow we teach inside the boardroom, how to stack these tools together to create content that would normally take you days in just minutes. Now, let's talk about Perplexity, because this is where your workflow starts. Perplexity is one of the best real-time web search tools out there. It's faster than most deep research tools, and it gives you source-grounded answers. That means every answer comes with links to where it got the information. You're not just getting random AI-generated text. You're getting facts backed up by real sources. And it's way better than static chatbots for finding current information. This is your first step. You use Perplexity to search your topic, and gather sources. Then you take those sources into the next tools. Here's where Google's deep research comes in. Google launched deep research agents based on Gemini 3 Pro. These can be embedded into other apps, including Notebook LM and Search. So now you have deep research capabilities built right into the tools you're already using. This means you can do serious research without switching between 10 different apps. Everything works together. All right, so why does this matter? Why should you care about this combo? Because you can go from a question to a finished piece of content without ever leaving these AI tools. All three tools are free at the basic level. You can start using them right now without paying anything. You can generate educational content faster than anything you've ever seen. You're combining real-time web facts from Perplexity with deep context and multimodal outputs from Notebook LM and Gemini. This is next level productivity for students, creators, businesses, anyone who creates content. Now let me show you the ultimate workflow. This is how you use all three tools together. Step 1. Go to Perplexity and search your topic. Let's say you're researching AI marketing trends. Perplexity will pull up the latest information with sources, copy those sources. Step 2. Open Notebook LM and upload those sources. You can paste URLs, upload PDFs, whatever you have. Notebook LM will read everything and understand it. Step 3. Use Notebook LM's deep research feature. Tell it what you want to know. It'll dig through everything and spell out the insights for you. Step 4, tell Notebook LM to generate a slide deck or video overview. It'll create a full presentation based on the research. Step 5, use Gemini 3 to add reasoning or multimodal context if you need it. Ask it questions, refine the content, whatever you need. This entire process used to take hours, maybe days. Now you can do it in 20 minutes. That's not an exaggeration. I've done this myself, and it's wild how fast it is. You're essentially replacing an entire research team with 3 free AI tools. Now let me give you some tips and tricks to make this even better. First, when you're using Perplexity, be specific with your search. The more specific you are, the better sources you'll get. Don't just search marketing trends. Search AI marketing automation trends for small businesses. You'll get way better results. Second, when uploading to Notebook LM, give it context. Tell it what you're trying to do. Are you creating a presentation, a report, a video? The more context you give it, the better outputs you'll get. Third, use the deep research feature for complex topics. If you're researching something that needs multiple perspectives, deep research will pull from all your sources and synthesize them together. Fourth, always check the citations. Even though these tools are amazing, they can still make mistakes. Always verify the sources before you publish anything. Here's a big one. If you're worried about hallucinations, stick to source-grounded tools like Perplexity and Notebook LM. They always cite where information comes from. That makes it way easier to fact-check. And if you're creating content for SEO, make sure you're adding your own insights and experiences. Google rewards content that shows expertise and originality. So use these tools to do the research and structure, but add your own voice and examples to make it unique. One more thing, you can use this workflow for so many different things: YouTube scripts, blog posts, social media content, email newsletters, sales presentations, training materials, course content, literally anything that requires research and content creation. And because all these tools have free versions, you can start experimenting right now without any risk. Just try it once and you'll see how powerful it is. The key is to think of this as a workflow, not just individual tools. Each tool handles one part of the process. Perplexity finds information. Notebook LM organizes and creates outputs. Gemini 3 adds reasoning and understanding. When you stack them together, you have a complete content creation system. And the best part is it keeps getting better. Google keeps updating these tools. Notebook LM just added the slide deck feature a few weeks ago. Who knows what they'll add next? Maybe full video editing, maybe integration with YouTube. The possibilities are endless. So here's what I want you to do. Go try this workflow today. Pick a topic you need to research. Could be for work, for school, for your business, whatever. Go to Perplexity and search it. Take those sources to Notebook LM. Let it do its magic. See what kind of outputs you can create. I guarantee you'll be blown away by how fast it is. And once you see how powerful this is, you'll wonder how you ever did research the old way. And if you want to learn how to save time and automate your business with AI tools like Google Gemini, Notebook LM, and Perplexity, you need to check out my AI Profit Boardroom. This is where I show you how to scale your business, get more customers, and save hundreds of hours with AI automation. The link is in the description. This is the exact kind of workflow we teach inside the boardroom. How to stack these tools together to create content that would normally take you days in just minutes. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and 100+ AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 38,000 members who are crushing it with AI. This is completely free. We share workflows like this every single day. Google just dropped 3 massive updates in one time. So for example, inside Notebook LM, you now get data tables. I'll be running through exactly how to use them, as you can see right here. On top of that, we also have workflows inside Google Studio. So these are Google flows that you can use to automate, for example, keyword finders or email recaps or daily news updates, etc. And then also inside Gemini here, you can now load notebooks, and you've got this dynamic views feature that 99% of people are not using. All right. And I'm going to show you exactly how it works step by step today, plus how you can implement this to help automate your business. And nobody is talking about how they work together. Here's the thing. Most people use Notebook LM alone, or they use Gemini alone, or most people don't even know Workspace Studio exists. But when you connect off, you get an automation system that does the work of an entire team. So here's what we're testing live today. You're going to discover how to automate your entire research workflow with Notebook Gemini, how to build custom AI agents that remember your business, how to connect everything with Workspace Studio, how to set messy notes in slide decks, videos, and data tables, how to set and forget automations that run in the background. And the best part is that you don't need to be able to code. This works inside Gmail, Drive, Docs, and Sheets. And if you've tried AI tools before and felt overwhelmed, or even if you think AI automation is too technical, or even if you only have 30 minutes a day, this stack makes it very simple. So let me show you exactly how this works. All right. Now we're going to be using something called the Goldie stack. All right. So this is the Goldie triple stack framework, and this is what we're going to be using today. All right. So Notebook LM is like your research brain. You can upload any document, video, or website. Your read safe becomes an expert. You now run on Gemini 3, and you can create audio, podcast, video views, and slide decks automatically. How do you do that? So what you do is you just go to Notebook LM. You're going to load in some sources. So you can just add sources here. You can load from YouTube, your website, or copy text, etc. Right. And then over here, what you can do is you can just click audio view, video view, flashcards, quiz, infographics, data table, and slide deck, right? And this will just run in the background whilst I'm talking to you and generate this automatically. If you want to see an example of what that looks like in practice, if we scroll down over here, we've got the example of the video that you can see here, and this talks through like how to do meal prep, right? And it's basically an automated video with a narrated voiceover, and we just automated it in one click. Sporter says, Julian, I wish you tons of success. What I have learned from you, I've been able to share with many, and it's life-changing how simple you explain things. Thank you, happy to help. Ozer says, which country you target from your agency to get clients? Mostly US. Most of our clients are from the US. We deal with clients all over the world. And then you can see this is beginning to build out, right? So this is video. And then if we go back, we've automated all of this cool stuff right here. Okay? We also got, for example, Workspace Studio. This is basically your entire automation engine. So you can connect email, Drive, Sheets, chat together. You describe what you want to play in English. Gemini builds the automation for you. It runs automatically based on triggers you set. And when you stack all three together, Gemini, Notebook, and Workspace Studio, your research flows into your custom AI team, which flows into your automations, which runs your business while you focus on what matters. And let me show you exactly how to set this up. So this is using the triple stack implementation plan, which shows you from day 1 to 30 how to automate all this stuff, right? So if you want to set up your first notebook, what you do is you just go to new notebook over here. So we're going to go to Notebook LM, create new, and then we can set this up. So if we go to YouTube here, we're going to just grab in a source. Let's see what we got. All right, so let's say, for example, we want to learn about Google anti-gravity, right? We're going to take this link over here. We're going to copy the video URL. Then we can go back to Notebook. We shall copy this, paste this in to YouTube, and there we go. Right, we can just insert that as a source. So that's how you can quickly set up a new notebook. I'd recommend uploading 3 to 5 pieces of content about your business. That could be website, could be case studies, could be service description, could be testimonials, could be any training materials you have, right? And then you can actually set up these custom instructions. And this is a copy and pastable prompts from the AI Success Lab. But if you go inside here and we click on settings and then we click on custom, we can choose how we want it to respond, right? So we can say, okay, you are an expert on Goldie Agency's SEO agency. When I ask questions, give me answers based on only on the documents I've uploaded, which are right here. Be specific and refine the sources, right? And then from there, you can easily create your first audio overview, which is like a podcast you can quickly generate in the background, right? Like you can see over here. And you can see we automated that infographic. Now we have that infographic ready to go over here, and it breaks down everything nicely from the sources we brought in. We also, for example, have the data table. And what the data tables are about, basically these data tables help you understand the data inside your notebook in ways that humans would not normally be able to correlate things. All right. So you can see here, it's like basically analyze all the data and put it into a beautiful table that we can then use to break down everything, right? So for example, it's taken the meals, the meal prep, broken down, okay, here's how the portion, the calories, etc. And then also you can edit the data table. So you can say, okay, create a table with the major findings in these research papers. You can say extract the most important quotes from my readings, right? You can say list vacation destinations in Italy with city, best time to visit, attractions, costs, depending on whatever your notebook's about, right? But the main point is you can use it to organize your data. All right. Now we're going to keep going through now and seeing what we've got. And so if we go to my flows now inside Google Flows, we can also describe and create whatever we want using these flows. And these basically help you automate all sorts of things inside your business, right? And so if we go inside here, we can describe a task that we actually want to automate, or we can just go inside here and we can choose whatever we want. We can say, okay, start emails for follow-up, add email attachments to Drive, notify me about messages with a keyword, right? So we can say notify me about messages, and then it could be a certain client or a certain specific person that you're looking for emails for. If we actually go to my flows on here, you can actually see that we have, like, for example, a daily AI news blog post creator, right? And basically this is kind of like a no code automation. It's very similar, right? And you see here, it runs on a schedule. So at 9 a.m. each day, so this repeats daily after 1 year, it's going to ask Gemini to research the web for the latest trending news, as you can see, and then create a Google document inside my Google Drive with the content it found, right? And then it says daily AI news blog, and it comes up with the date as well of the document. Now, if we wanted to see the history of that, what we can actually do is click on activity, and we can see the previous generations of this automation. So for example, if we have a look at this one, you can see here that it's broken down all the information from the latest news update. Here's one from 2 days ago, right? So this talked about all the new agentic updates. And also if we have a look at this one, it's talked about, okay, here's the latest news. So we've talked about people getting replaced by code, right? What the updates from Salesforce, Microsoft and Amazon, etc. And this is all inside this post right here. The main thing to note here is that you can pretty much automate anything that you want just using this process. So if we said, okay, let's have a look, let's say get a daily summary of unread emails, right? Let's say we wanted to run that automation. We can run it like this. We just click on the template. It's going to run at this time. We can change the time if we want to. We can change the date that it starts on. We can choose whether it repeats every weekday or daily or just weekends, and when that's going to end, and also what time zone it's running it. Then we can get it to recap the unread emails. So it's actually got a pre-filtered prompt, and it's just going to notify us in the chat once that's done. So it's really simple and easy to implement this stuff, and super powerful as well. All right. Now, what you could also do is you could set up a custom persona in Notebook LM. So you can go to Notebook LM, settings, customize chat, and then you can say, okay, you are a niche assistant. You help with target audience, with main problem you solve, right? And then when answering questions, here's what it's going to do, right? So let me show you an example. So if we go over here, right, we'll copy this prompt, we'll go to Notebook LM, go to the settings, then we're going to go to custom, paste in this, and we'll say, okay, you are an AI automation expert assistant. You help entrepreneurs with overwhelm, save time, and automating with AI, right? And then when answering these questions, here's what you're going to do. We're going to hit save like so. And then we'll say, okay, what are the best ways to use anti-gravity to promote my AI automation courses? And what it would do is actually answer in the specific way that we asked it to using those custom settings, right? Using the custom generation. As you can see, so it's like, okay, you can build a landing page, right? Here's how to do it. Here's why it works. Here's how to refine it. You could create a qualifying quiz, right? And this would engage people plus see if they're ready for becoming a customer, right? And then it's okay, here's how to do it. Key features, why it works, right? And so it breaks it down exactly how we wanted it to do. And it's really powerful. And then it shows you how to get started, plus the next actions. Now, you could use that to train your team. You could use that for ideas. You could share this link with your team or your audience and basically create something amazing that people can use to really help them. Top of that, you got all these different ways you can use it. I've actually created a 30-day plan inside the AI Success Lab. Link in the comments description if you want to get free access to this. But you could, for example, create, like for me, running an SEO agency and the AI automation community, I could, for example, create an SEO client onboarding notebook. I would just upload the client website, compare it to data and keyword research, create an automatic audit using Notebook LM, generate a slide deck for client kickoff, and that would be perfect for Goldie agency workflows. So I could just go over here and generate that slide deck pretty quickly. If we go back here, we could also, for example, create a content that repurposes in Flow, right? So we could say, okay, when there's a new YouTube video transcript added to Google Drive, ask Gemini to create 5 social posts, save the post to a Google Sheet, and notify me in the chat once ready, right? We could also automate lead response automation. So when a new inquiry form is submitted, research the company with Gemini, draft a personalized response, and save everything to a lead tracker sheet, right? We could easily do that inside Google Flows. So there's all these different ways that you can do it, right? And so every new client, for example, before, we'd have to research your industry, analyze the competitors, create the strategy, build the presentation, ask some questions, right? Every single time. And it'd be a nightmare. Now what you can do is just upload the client research and it becomes an instant expert on the business. You could create a flow on an SEO process and then automate that with writing. Like you can see we've done with the daily summary of AI news that turns it into a blog post. You could, for example, set up a Workspace Studio flow and turn new client folders into automations. You could generate a slide deck in Notebook LM and just generate slide and client presentations in 5 minutes. Or you could export the data tables to sheets, and analysis that used to take hours could be done in minutes, right? So if we click, for example, through to that previous data table that we created, which is this one, right? We can actually export that to sheets. So if we click on export to sheets now, that's put it into a nice Google sheet. We'll just click on this and it will just separate the whole sheet into a nice little data table that we can then come back to and save all the information, right? How easy was that? So there's all these amazing things that you can do. Some people say, I've tried AI tools before and they didn't work. The old belief was like, I've used ChatGPT once and it gave me generic AI slop. AI doesn't understand my business, blah, blah, blah. The new belief that I would recommend is generic tools give generic outputs, right? Trained tools give you. Here's what most people do. They open ChatGPT, they ask a question, they get a generic answer, they give up. But here's what they missed, right? ChatGPT doesn't know your business, it doesn't know your clients, it doesn't know your processes, whereas Notebook LM is different, right? You give it knowledge, your documents, your training, your examples, then it only answers based on your stuff. A painter with no paint can't make art. An AI with no context can't make useful outputs. So feed it your knowledge and then watch it transform. So that's basically it, and exactly how to use this. If you want to get the notes and the prompts and the 30-day plan and everything else from today, feel free to get it inside the AI Success Lab. This is a community with 40,900 members, really active community, lots of people posting inside here, sharing information, etc. And then also inside the classroom, you can get the video notes from today, along with all these other tools. And by the way, every single one of these tools that I've mentioned, for example, like anti-gravity, we have a full 30-day roadmap and prompts and a custom built framework for using and getting results with this stuff, right? Plus, we help you conquer all the problems that you might have, right? So if you have limiting beliefs that might be holding you back when it comes to growing your business, we actually run through how to get results despite them, right? So for example, if we type in beliefs here, you can see we have a break in the belief section and we just analyze, okay, here's the old way of thinking, here's the best mindset to get results with AI automation. And I think that helps people more than anything. So feel free to get that inside the AI Success Lab. If you want to connect with an amazing community of AI builders who are serious about growing their business, join the AI Profit Boardroom. Inside here, you'll get, for example, all the community notes and you can share your wins. You can join the accountability group. So each day we post our goals and share what's working for us and everything else. We also have this goal section where you can post your goals and what you want to work on. And we have a question section where if you need help, if you need support, if you need anything, you can get it inside the question section here. And then additionally, you see how active this community is, and it's really the people that make it, right? On top of that, you can jump on coaching calls so you can get help and support whenever you need it inside the AI Profit Boardroom, and you can jump on live calls. And then inside the classroom here, you get all of our best trainings and workflows and tips and automations on how to use this stuff. So for example, you can see that we show you how to build your first AI agent in 5 minutes. We show you how to go from a complete beginner to becoming an expert with AI, right? We'll also show you, for example, the playbooks that we use for growing our YouTube channel, our Twitter, our newsletter, how to automate your emails, how to create avatar videos to get a lot of attention, right? And on top of that, we have trainings on, for example, like how to get clients, 10, email and content automation, AI agents. We have trainings on SEO, YouTube, and how to grow a YouTube channel from scratch if you've never done it before, right? And we show you a 6-week roadmap on how to get results with this stuff. So this is all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Feel free to get it. Link in the comments description. I appreciate everyone watching today. John says, morning, Julian from UK. Well done with Gemini and Azure training recently. Thank you very much, sir. Notebook LM just got one of the biggest updates ever. 2 new features dropped this week that should completely change how you use it. I'm going to run you through Gemini integration and AI Ultra access. Notebook LM is officially joining the Google Ultra plan. Rolling out today, subscribers now get the following in Notebook LM. So that includes highest access to Gemini's latest models, highest feature limits for the features you love, like audio and video overview, slide decks, largest notebook size with the most number of sources per notebook, and priority access to features like the reintroduction of the long option for slide decks and the removal of watermarks on slide decks and infographics, which I think is super useful right there. So basically, they have joined the Ultra plan and you can upgrade it right now. And that's one of the updates. The next update, and this is something really interesting, is that Google now links Notebook LM notebooks to Gemini, apparently. Now, I haven't got this feature yet. I think it's still rolling out. But what you can see here as you can see from this screenshot, you can see that now Google rolling this out, I believe, for Notebook LM. You can see that you can now upload Notebook LM directly inside Gemini if you've got the latest features. So if you go to this tab right here, click the plus sign. Obviously, you can see I don't have it yet, but I think it is rolling out to new users, as you can see. And then here's an example of it being used. So you can actually include the Notebook LM update directly inside there. I'm going to be showing you exactly how to use Notebook LM today. If you've never tested it out, it's an amazing tool. You can actually get a free version of it as well, which is great. And you can also see some more people talking about it here, some of the more latest updates, etc. But it is a slow rollout as well. But yeah, essentially, this is how it works. Here's a video of it actually being tested out. So you can see here, you can actually upload the notebook directly inside Gemini, which is going to be great. They link together, kind of like a projects inside Notebook as well. Again, I don't have the feature, but apparently it's coming. So let's see. If you have any questions as we go along as well, feel free to ask. And that way we can make sure you get the most value out of this live stream as possible. We'll just crack into this. If you've never used Notebook before, this is what it looks like. And it is a free tool that you can use. Now you can automate like videos. You can use it as like an AI powered research partner. You can add your notes, study guides, etc. If you want to get access to this, just go to try Notebook LM over here. And then inside Notebook LM, you'll see all of the notebooks. And if you've never created one, just go to create notebook over here. And then you can start building out whatever you want. Now, essentially, this is kind of like a research partner where you can build stuff out directly. And some people are going to say, I need to be technical to use AI tools. But I think the right belief here is like the best AI tools are actually built for normal people. So, for example, the whole point of great technology is it hides the complexity of using these AI tools. And if you can send an email, you can use Notebook LM. So, for example, like Thomas Edison didn't make electricity for engineers. He made it for everyone. You can flip a light switch without understanding how power plants work. It's the same with Notebook LM, right? You don't have to type code. You don't have to learn programming. You just upload a document and click a button and that's it. All right. So if you go inside here, you can start uploading sources. So for example, here we can plug in a YouTube video. And if I go over to my YouTube channel, so I'm just going to mute this, we can take a video. So I'll take this new video about Notebook LM and plug that in over here, click insert. And now we can use that as a source, right? Now you could use multiple different videos as a source as well. So for example, if I wanted to take everything I have about Notebook LM, I can just plug in all the sources over here. Let's take this Notebook LM one as well. So I'll just take all my latest videos on Notebook LM and use these as sources to build out the custom trained notebook, as you can see. So we've inserted those into our notebook. You can see those on the left-hand side. And then you've got the sort of custom, it's like a custom GPT inside here. So you can start typing and asking what it wants, right? So for example, you can ask it about the latest updates or Gemini Ultra or which professional workflows primarily targeted, etc. And then just start typing inside here. Now, the other cool thing here is that you can select infographics, you can build out slide decks, quizzes, flashcards, reports, mind map, video overview, audio overview, and then we can start building this out. You can see that some of these will be really quick to generate. Some of these are going to take a while, but it's loading all of these based on the custom information we have inside here, right? So it's all trained up on the information we have, right? And then you can actually edit these directly here as well. So you can, for example, if you were customizing the quiz, you can have fewer questions or more questions or standard, and then you can change the level of difficulty. So it could be easy, hard, or medium. Vic says, just started with LM today, also looking at how it can help college students. Yeah, so here's one of the cool things, right? If you're a college student, you can load in a source here. And then inside here, you can load up like all the information that you're trying to learn. So let's say, for example, back in the day, I used to have a course about marketing business, right? That was one of the things I had to learn about, was like global marketing or something like that. And you get this huge textbook that was just ridiculously big, like 300 pages, and you have to memorize it all. And so what you could do if you wanted to memorize this quickly is you plug it in here, and then you could create a quiz deck that you just learn from every day, right? And you quiz yourself on the notes. And I think that's one of the best ways to learn without overwhelming yourself. So that's one way. The other thing you could do is you could actually go inside here and you say, okay, I'm trying to study for a exam about Notebook LM, just as a random example. Give me some flashcards where I can learn and test myself based on the updates from Notebook LM, right? And you could actually create flashcards, I think, from Notebook LM, and it will understand what you mean. So you can see here is, right, okay, we're going to get the gist, we're going to assess relevance, and then we're going to go from there. All right, we'll come back to that in a second. Alex says, what's your opinion about GPT 5.2? No, it's not better than GPT 3 Pro. It is absolutely terrible. And honestly, like, I compared it against GPT or yesterday on my live stream. If you haven't checked this out, check it out here. I've actually got an edited version as well on my channel. Created so many videos, can't remember where I found it. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. I compared Claude versus Gemini versus GPT 5.2. Claude destroyed everyone. It's just too good. So I'd recommend going with Claude. I love the camera feature on mobile. I haven't really tested out the mobile app that much, but I bet it's good. I bet there's some cool stuff you can do in there. What sort of stuff can you do with the camera option on mobile? I'd be interested to know. You can see now it's creating these flashcards that we could then just load into something like Anki flashcards and use this to test ourselves. So if you've never used flashcards, basically a lot of people use this to learn, especially if it's like really in-depth stuff. I actually use it day to day. And then you could use this to create your own Anki flashcards on the website, right? And it is free to use. And basically you would grab the closed card notes like so. So for example, like this, let me copy that. You see how it's got this closed caption here? That's the word that we have to guess when we get the flashcard, right? So if we plug this into Anki like this, right, you can see we've selected the type as closed. Notebook LM has automated that. And then we've got the closed flashcard right there. And that's the word we'll have to guess, right? And if you think, okay, that's not useful, then you can change the word that you want it to be closed, right? I actually use this every day. For when I learn about business, I just create notes and then I turn that hidden word into a closed caption. And then I have to guess a word each time to make sure that I remember what I'm doing, right? And if we need to edit it, we can. And like I said, if you want to change one of the words, you just copy that, paste it over the top. You can actually have 2 words to guess as well, so you can change that to 2. And then you just run through the deck, right? So you can see here on the decks, we have decks for each stuff. So that's how it works. Let's see what we got here on the questions. Take image of my handwritten notes or a classroom blackboard. That's pretty useful. I like the idea of that. Michelle says, all of these features in Notebook LM are quite amazing. Game changer for getting things done. I would agree. I think there's so much good stuff there. Michelle says, what a great study hack. And then Vic says, millions of young high-tech college students around the world looking for ways to learn faster for longer. Yeah, I would agree. And I think even if you're an entrepreneur, right? For me, like typically my audience is entrepreneurs. I would say that like the learning never stops, right? You always watching videos on YouTube or studying courses, etc. I mean, the AI Profit Boardroom, that we've got 1,800 members inside there learning and studying from us. And so the more you can retain this information, the better you're going to do. And most of the time, we don't need to learn new things even. We just need to be reminded. And I think that's one of the best things about flashcards, for example, because you're using space for repetition to go through the old notes and to learn stuff, to reflect back on what you've learned so far. So if we have a look inside here, we've now got most of the outputs being done. We just need the video overview and the slide deck. We're waiting for those to be ready. But you can see here, for example, we've got the podcast, we've got the notebook quiz, the infographic, etc. Right? So if we click on this, is the infographic, and it's pretty much perfect. If you look at the text, etc., it's basically taking all the information from the video sources that we plugged in, and then it's created like a beautiful page, a beautiful infographic that we can actually download, and it has no watermark, right? So you see how there's no watermark down here, whereas the old versions of infographics you create, if you're not on the Ultra plan or it's an old version, it will have the watermark down here. So pretty cool. Let's have a look as well. We should have the slide deck ready. Oh, it's created flashcards there as well. Look at that. Nice. All right. If we go back here, we've got the slide deck still being generated. But yeah, you get the point. And then this is an old version. So this is an older infographic that was generated a few weeks ago. And you see how there's a watermark down there, right? So there's a watermark on the actual content. Whereas on the new infographics you generate with AI Ultra, you don't seem to have those from what I can see. Let me just double check that. Oh, you do seem to have that. Maybe I've just not got the feature for watermarks, removing them. I don't know. Anyway, what else we got here? The infographics are incredible. I would agree. Player props. Wow, how can I use it for? Yeah, so anything that you want to learn from, you can just plug inside here, right? So you just add in the sources and then you can test yourself here and then you can create infographics and that sort of thing on the right-hand side. So that's basically how it works. So it's going to go back to Notebook Ultra. Let me just check the infographics. So this is a new infographic. Yeah, look at that. So there's no watermark, right? Like the watermarks have gone if you're on the AI Ultra plan. But if the infographics are like old, the watermarks will still be there. That's the difference. We've also got the slide deck as well. And you see how there's no watermarks on there because we're on the Ultra plan. That's the difference as well. So before in the slide decks, you would have watermarks. Now they've gone, which is great because if you're doing a presentation for your company or whatever, you don't want Notebook LM or automated by Notebook LM to be at the bottom, right? That wouldn't be good at all. But yeah, the infographics and just the designs are incredible overall. If we have a look at this, for example, the way it's designed is super nice. You can change this as well, so you can customize it inside the slide deck section here. So you can switch between detailed there, presenter slides, choose the length, long, default, or short, change the language, and then decide like what style you want. And then inside the settings here, let's say, for example, you're trying to learn, well, you would select learning guide here, but you can change it to custom as well. So for example, that could be like respond at PhD student level or pretend to be a role-playing game host, etc. So if we go back to this slide deck now, open this up, let's see if it actually makes sense. It's all designed nicely. The text itself is perfect. The images and the graphics are beautiful, aren't they? And this is something that you used to hire freelancers for or to get a team to do, but now you can just get this tool to do it. And if you're not too fussed about the watermarks, you can even do it for free. Even the quotes at the bottom are super nice. Insane, that's what we're talking about. Insane in the membrane, cut the check says. So there we go. And then it's even included like custom prompts and that sort of thing. You can download it, you can play it as well. So you can play a full screen and then we can X off there. Let's see what else we got. We got the...
Okay, let's unpack this.
But if you want to get the video notes from today, we actually got them inside the AI Success Lab, free community, link in the comments description. So if you go to the classroom here, then go to new automation section, you'll see all the video notes from here. So you can get all the video notes inside this free community for AI. You connect with 38,000 AI builders inside there as well. And then you can see the 30-day step-by-step plan. So it shows you exactly how to master this stuff, how to use it step-by-step, full 30-day plan right there, along with a bunch of tools you can learn from, etc. And that's all inside the AI Success Lab. So if you go back inside here, we've now got the flashcards, we've got everything else. What else can we use here? Yeah, this is a mind map as well. So it maps out the whole process of what we're learning, which I think is super useful for anyone who's trying to learn something. And then you can actually ask questions about it if you click on this, right? So if you click on that, it will generate more and deeper sections of the mind map based on that, right? So you see how we keep clicking into these things and then it will generate more and more depth and layers to the mind map as we go along. Michelle says, great, thanks, happy to help. And then Jay says, can this replace the customer support bot on the website? You can't really embed these, right? If you want to learn about building customer support bots, I would recommend the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments description. So if you put if you go inside here, you'll see a bunch of different ways that we've created different agents, right? So for example, we actually have an automated 11 Labs AI agent on the website that handles customer service questions and that sort of thing. I would recommend something like that instead. It's going to be a lot better. Whereas like Notebook LM is great, but you can't embed it onto websites yet. Maybe that'll come in the future. We should have the video generated as well. So you can see that right there. I'm just going to play that back. I'm going to mute the page, but you can see it playing right here. So if you want to see the video, here you go.
So what if your research notes could do more than just store information? What if they could actually think with you? That's exactly the promise we're going to dive into today. We're looking at Google's Notebook LM and how it's
So let's play this back.
becoming this personal AI that's really changing the entire research game. You know that feeling, right? Every researcher, student, or creator has been there. You are literally drowning in a sea of PDFs, Word docs, random notes you scribbled down, and oh yeah, a browser with about a million tabs open. The hardest part isn't even finding the info anymore. It's trying to connect all the dots.
Reminds me of Blinkist in the way that it's narrated. And then you also see at the bottom right here, it's got the watermark. So on the videos, you still have the watermark, which is annoying.
So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll talk about that universal headache of research. Then we'll see how Notebook LM acts like this amazing all-in-one inbox. After that, we'll get into the really cool stuff. It's AI brain.
But the video itself is designed really nicely. It looks really cool. And you can create podcasts as well inside there too. What is the purpose of adding a note back into source material? And so I don't fully understand the question, but if you mean what's the point of adding a new source over here? The reason that you add a new source is so it's custom trained on what you want, right? So you just add a new source here because you want to train it on exactly what you want. Can you put the logo over it in Canva? I think you could probably open up the PDF and then put the logo over it that way, maybe. I've never really tested it, but I think you could probably edit the PDF or the PowerPoint, or you could probably do it inside like Google Slides as well. That might be a different option. So you can download it here and then that'll open it up as a PDF and then you can edit it as a PDF inside whatever you use to edit PDFs. But yeah, it's a really cool update. Lots of cool stuff right there. Some people say free tools can't be as good as the expensive ones, but I would say free tools backed by tech giants often beat the paid alternatives. So if you remember when Google Maps launched, there were expensive GPS devices like Garmin, Tom, that would dominate in the market, and these were super expensive. Then Google said, here's better maps, better directions, real traffic, and you get it for free inside Google Maps. Those GPS companies never recovered. Nobody uses them anymore. So Notebook LM is basically Google's AI research assistant. They're not charging because they want millions of people to use it. They want people learning from it and making it better. And so you're getting a tool that would normally cost quite a lot before, but you get it for zero now, which is pretty awesome. Let's check this out as well. So what else can we do here? One of the other cool things I like to do is just plug in my keys. So for example, like this is really good for training my team. I plug in for how to do sales on the left-hand side, which is like our playbook in the company. for doing sales calls. Now this is custom trained so that if my team have any questions, they don't need to come to me. They can just go straight inside the custom GPT and build it out that way. Jay says, so this is like creating a custom GPT inside ChatGPT. Yeah, it's very similar. But the difference is like with ChatGPT, number one, 5.2 is pretty bad, right? The new update from ChatGPT was pretty bad so far. But number two is if you go inside one of these tools, you can't create videos, you can't create podcasts, you can't create slide decks that are actually good. You can't create flashcards or anything like that, right? And so like in ChatGPT, you just don't get the same functionality. And bear in mind, this is powered by Gemini 3, which is one of the best tools in the world for coding and getting AI responses. And then also it's powered by Nano Banana, and Nano Banana plus Google's voice agents are 10 times better. So I think you're going to get much better outputs and much more interesting outputs, especially multimedia ones, directly from Notebook LM. Whereas, for example, inside ChatGPT, it's super basic. It's not that interesting. And also like every new update that I see from ChatGPT is just not that good. Is there a way to get a chat that is more detailed? Yeah. So you can just go inside the settings here and then you just say what you want, right? So you can actually change the settings to be longer instead of shorter. And that's how you do it, right? So you just switch the settings over here to be longer, not shorter. Now, some people say, I don't have time to learn another tool. The right tool will save you time from day one. So for example, like Henry Ford, he didn't ask his workers to learn complicated machinery. He designed the assembly lines so simple that anyone could do their job in minutes. And Notebook LM takes less than 5 minutes to understand. You basically upload, click, and you're done. So the question like isn't, do I have time for this? Or do I have time to learn from this? The question is, can I afford to keep doing things the slow way? Because every hour you spend manually making slides or manually researching or manually creating summaries, that's an hour you could be doing something that actually moves your business forward. And so you really want to be thinking, okay, like how can I learn this stuff quickly? Now, if we go inside here as well, we could do the audio overview. One of the other things to note here is like inside the audio overviews, you can actually create outputs in different languages, which I think is great. Like I wish I had that when I was learning Chinese, for example, because you can actually go inside the outputs and then you can change the language and interact with the AI directly as well, which is really cool with the voice. So if you go inside this podcast, for example, they have this like interactive mode where you can go inside the podcast and interact directly with the podcast itself. Let me show you an example. So if we go inside this one, you see how it says interactive mode right there? With interactive mode, we can speak directly to the podcast if you just hit play and then join. So it's pretty simple and easy to use like that as well. If we had to compare like the old way and the new way, the old way was like spending hours reading documents manually. The new upload everything into Notebook LM, just get instant summaries and mind maps. The old way was like hiring a designer for infographics. The new way is Notebook LM creates professional infographics in 30 seconds. You just click a button. The old way was like building PowerPoint slides from scratch. The new way is generating complete slide decks with one click. And also a lot of people used to search Google for hours to find the right sources. Whereas inside Notebook LM, you can actually use deep research and organize the sources for you. If you've never tried deep research, basically you go over here, then you just click on deep research, and then you can type in the topic you want to learn about, right? So if I wanted to, for example, create a new notebook and learn about a new topic, I can click on try deep research, select that, select whether we want to search from web or Google Drive. So you can actually take your own content from Google Drive. I'm just going to select web for now. And then inside here, for example, let's say we're trying to learn about school, right? Building school communities. I can put that in. Or let's say, for example, you have a constraint in your business. You could be like, okay, how to improve retention and churn rates in school communities. Then we could plug that in, hit go, and we're ready to go on that. Scully says, hey, Julian, been loving your videos. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Storybox Maker says, crazy me, I wanted the chat to refresh and could not find a button. So I did it the new way and typed, please refresh. Thumbs up. Awesome. So just waiting for this to plan out, and I'll show you how deep research works in a minute. Yeah, this is basically it. So Notebook LM is basically like Google's free AI research assistant. I think of it like having a super smart helper who can read all your documents, remember everything, and create beautiful content from your ideas. So it only uses your documents. You don't have to use random internet stuff if you don't want to. Every answer includes citations so you can verify it. It's free for most of the features, unless you want to remove watermarks. You can create audio slides, video, infographics from your sources, and it never really hallucinates or makes stuff up because it only pulls from what you give it. And this is different from ChatGPT of AI tools because Notebook is purpose built for working with your knowledge, specifically trained to you, right? So we'll wait for that to load. That's still analyzing. In the meantime, let me share with you some of the stuff that we've got inside the free giveaway today. So this is the inside the AI Success Lab. You can grab the notes from today. Again, you get like the community with 38,000 members. you get the classroom with all of my best new automation templates and workflows. And then if you go inside the new Notebook LM section here, you can see that we've talked you through, okay, what are the new updates here? For example, slides and infographics, deep research. It shows you exactly how to use it and what to use it for, how to discover new sources, how to do interactive audio overviews and mind maps as well. Right? And we've also created here a 30-day framework for learning how to use Notebook LM. So if you want to learn how to use Notebook LM, you want actions for each day so that you can move the ball forward and just really master this stuff. We've got a full 30-day action plan inside the AI Success Lab. And this is all directly inside here. So it takes you from day one, where you're a complete beginner, as you can see, to setting up your first notebook, to really mastering this stuff, learning how to use deep research, learning how to build workflows, learning how to use the advanced features and scale it, right? And also some example prompts as well that you can use here for building this stuff out, and some tools that you can build with it as well, right? And if you're wondering, okay, like maybe AI is difficult to use or it's challenging, etc., here's what I would say, right? The great thing about this stuff is that back in the day, you needed a team to create professional content. Now, with one person, the right tools, you're going to beat your competitors, right? And you can see all the wins inside the AI Profit Boardroom. This is my community where people learn about how to use AI. They get daily coaching, all my best automations, etc. Link in the comments description if you want to join the AI Profit Boardroom. And you can see here that we just share our wins. 40 comments on this particular post, like loads of people winning and sharing cool stuff. I actually shared a new website that I built using Claude Opus, and you can see like all the comments, all the cool feedback. Michelle, who joins the live streams and joined the live stream today, mentioned this. And yeah, there's so much cool stuff in there. For example, Johan was sharing his wins. He actually did an impromptu show and tell of his voice agent in a networking event, right? So he went to a networking event and just shared what he was doing. So shout out to Johan, he's crushing it. Michelle said, I have finally created clones I don't hate, so I can show up without showing up, and especially being in a wheelchair whilst trying to keep up with things so fast. So I can't do the long hours. I've been precious. It's still free for 21 years. This stuff like this is super inspirational, right? So shout out to Michelle for taking action, for not letting anything help stop her, just really taking it up a notch in terms of like how to use AI, right? If Michelle can use AI, anyone can use AI. So shout out to Michelle. That's an amazing story right there. That sort of stuff is amazing to see, right? JB says, I use Claude to develop a customer's brand snapshot and organize a strategy to implement automations for the most important tasks. After 2 meetings, they accepted my proposal, set it all up for them, right? So shout out to JB for landing a client. Like, that's absolutely amazing. Good on you. Kevin created a song for events, programs, and offers. So this is not just hype or some people are using it or some people aren't, etc. This is like people are actually using this to win with AI. People are using this to learn this stuff. By the way, if you want to DM me inside the AI Profit Boardroom, just hover over my name and click chat, and there you go. Chris says, great job on the clone and videos. And yeah, there's so many wins there. Right, that's from one day ago. You see all these other wins that we're sharing and all the cool stuff everyone's doing inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So if you want to check this out, link in the comments and description. So let's go back to the deep research inside Notebook LM. You can see it's taken the top 35 sources right here, right? So it's created a report with all the top sources about how to build a community, about school, about how to keep members engaged, etc. And then it's using that to generate it. So it's pretty amazing. Zama says, are you in Bangkok? I am indeed. How is the AI success? How is the free group different from the AI Profit Boardroom? So the free group is just a collection of our videos and some notes and stuff. Inside, I would say like the community is much more active inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Also, it's the only place that I connect with people, right? So inside the AI Profit Boardroom here, like it's the only place that I'll actually respond to DMs and reply to people. It's the only place where we share our wins. And also there's exclusive training you won't find anywhere else. So for example, like how I create the AI avatar videos, how I automate all the content creation across all our social media platforms, how I get clients with the agency course, all the call recordings from the coaching calls that we do daily, all my best AI SEO automations, even my YouTube roadmap is all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. You won't find that anywhere else. Also, you get free access to the SEO Elite Circle as you become a member of the AI Profit Boardroom. So you get 2 for 1. And then additionally, inside the calendar here, you can see we do daily coaching calls, and you won't get these coaching calls anywhere else. So yeah, it's awesome. And then inside the community as well, this is more like you can connect with more serious people, right? So the problem with a free group is anyone could post in there, anyone could join, and like most people don't know what they're doing or what they're talking about. Whereas inside the AI Profit Boardroom, this is like serious people, really focused, and we moderate it very carefully to make sure that we have the best people inside there. You can see how much engagement all this stuff is getting, right? So for example, Antoinette introduced herself. She gets 21 comments within 2 days. It's crazy how much interaction and how powerful it is. So yeah, there we go. Scully, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Scully says, but I'm building a awesome website for a local restaurant. Appreciate it. And then Prasanna says, compare to Kimi and Notebook LM slides for PowerPoint, which is best for students, accurate info point of view. Yeah, so let's have a look. So we got over here, this is Kimi, and then we've got Notebook LM on the left-hand side. And so if we go inside Kimi slides here, you take a look, I mean, we're on the free plan. You can upload files, but you don't seem to be able to add sources, right? And then also you can attach like a PDF or whatever, but you have to upload the sources manually. So it's a lot more work to use Kimi, whereas inside Notebook, you'll find all the sources for you using the deep research. The other thing as well, like from what I can see inside Kimi here, inside the slide section, like you can't really create videos or podcasts or interactive podcasts or anything like that, right? Whereas inside Notebook LM, you actually can. And you can just import these. So you can click on import here. And then to generate like a mind map or reports, flashcards or quizzes or infographics, slide decks, etc., it's all inside here. It's super easy to create. Whereas Kimi is like very limited, right? It feels like ChatGPT. And again, I wouldn't use ChatGPT because it's so limited in terms of what you can do. So that's what I'd say the difference is. And yeah, we've talked you through everything that we've mentioned today. So thanks very much for watching. As I mentioned, inside the AI Success Lab, you can get a free community and you get access to all the new automations and notes on each of these new updates. So 5.2 versus Opus versus Gemini, Notebook LM plus Perplexity plus Gemini, the new Notebook LM updates, etc. And all of these have notes like you see here. So we create very in-depth guides and then we put them inside the AI Success Lab if you want to get free access to that stuff. If you're serious about AI, if you really want to scale your business, if you want to build stuff out with this, get it inside the AI Profit Board. Inside here, we have an awesome community of serious AI builders sharing their wins and what's working right now with AI. It's the only place that I'll connect with people personally. And then inside the classroom here, you can see all of our best courses. For example, we have a 6-week automation masterclass that shows you how to build your first AI agent in under 5 minutes. And that's in week 1. Each week, you learn more and more advanced and interesting skills with AI. On top of that, we update this. So you can see here, for example, we're always updating and adding new notes inside the classroom. And then additionally, inside the playbook, you can see we've got all of our best tools for X, right? Shorts, how to automate your emails, how to save thousands of hours with AI, how to automate AI avatar videos. Like everything is inside here. So it's pretty awesome. Lots of cool stuff inside there. Scully says GLM 4.5 is pretty powerful. I think we've got GLM. I think we did a video on GLM 4.6. So there might be a new update even after that. And then if you want to generate more leads, get more customers for social media, etc., we have all our best automations inside here. These are just plug and play workflows. And if you like NA10, we have tons of cool automations here. So for example, like video-based NA10 automations, so scraping, social media, audio, email, website, etc. Everything you need to learn about AI and automation is inside the AI Report. Additionally, we do 4 weekly coaching calls. And if you can't make the coaching calls, no problem. You can watch the recordings back inside the classroom, or you can just jump on the coaching calls and connect with everyone. These are with an AI automation expert. We actually have a PhD scientist who is trained in AI and coaches everyone on those calls. So feel free to get that link in the comments description, and appreciate you watching. All right. Today, I'm going to show you my top 3 favorite AI tools that have changed everything about how I run my business. And today we're going to be running through exactly how to use Notebook LM, Perplexity, and Google Gemini. And here's the crazy thing. All these tools just got huge updates, like brand new features that just dropped in the last few days and weeks. And Notebook LM can now create slide decks and infographics for you in one click. There's a 1 million context token window. It can do deep research, acts like your own personal researcher browsing the web view. Perplexity just made their comment browser free, and that used to be a paid price per month. And, it connects to your Gmail, your Notion, your calendar, does tasks for you whilst you sleep. Additionally, Google Gemini 3 just dropped. Crazy time, right? And it has something called this vibe coding feature where you can build like voice agents instantly. You can create tools pretty much on the spot and on the go. I've done that many times during live streams. I'll show you exactly how to do it today as well. And plus, you'll see a brand new AI agent that can, for example, like book your flights, organize your inbox, and manage your calendar. You can even build tools for you on the go whilst you're searching on Google. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to use all 3 of these together. I'm going to show you my exact setup. I'm going to show you how to build some automations live. And I'm going to give you the templates and prompts that I use every single day inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Plus, we have a Black Friday deal for that. And if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to ask. And if you're someone who wants to use AI, but you don't know where to start, or you've tried a bunch of tools and got it to work, or you just want to save time and get more done without hiring anyone, this one is for you, my friends. Stick around, because by the end of this, you're going to see exactly how a non-technical person can use these 3 tools to basically run their business on autopilot let's get straight into it. If you have any questions as we go along, feel free to ask. So you can get access to Notebook LM at NotebookLM.Google. You can get access to Gemini at Gemini.google.com. Just make sure that you have 3 Pro switched on. You can also get access to this for free inside AI Studio, and AI Studio is like a vibe coding tool where you can build stuff on the go as well. You can see, for example, here we've created many different apps, as you can see, like a keyword generator, AI SEO content writer, Tube Genius Creator, Nano Banana Thumbnails, Julian Goldie Script Gen, Goldie Agency Voices Agent, Ola Gemini Spanish Tutor. These are all apps that I've built, and guess what? I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to code, but I can build tools on the go using Google Gemini, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it along with Notebook LM, and also how to use Perplexity today as well. Let me tell you what happened to me last week, because it's pretty wild here, right? I woke up on Monday morning, checked my email, saw that Google had just released Gemini 3 with this brand new vibe coding feature and an AI agent, and I thought, here we go again. Another update, another thing to learn. Because here's the truth, I used to feel like I was drowning in AI tools, shiny object syndrome. And every week there's something new. Every week someone's telling me I need to try this thing or that thing. This guy on Julian Goldie is saying every tool is insane, right? And I download it, play with it for 5 minutes, get confused and move on. It felt stupid, to be honest with you. And I felt like everyone else was figuring this stuff out apart from me. And I remember sitting at my desk one night at 2 a.m. trying to figure out how to connect these different tools together. My eyes were literally burning. I was frustrated. I thought there has to be an easier way. And that's when I made a decision. Instead of trying to learn every single AI tool that comes out, I'm just going to pick a few, the best ones, and I'm going to master those. I've basically picked 3 tools that I absolutely love. Notebook LM for research and learning, Perplexity for finding information fast, and also Gemini for actually getting things done. And here's what's changed. Last week, when Gemini 3 dropped with the new agent feature, I didn't panic, I didn't feel overwhelmed. Instead, I opened up and said, organize my inbox and draft replies for anything urgent, right? And in about 10 minutes, you can go through your emails. You can sort them by priority. You can organize everything for you. You can use stuff like Google Flows to help you with that as well. And then I can open up Notebook LM and I can upload a bunch of research documents or even my latest YouTube videos for a new project. And instead of spending days reading through everything, I can click on one button and create a full podcast style breakdown for me. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that too. And you can listen to this stuff whilst you're making breakfast, if you eat breakfast, or maybe you're intermittent fasting, whatever you're doing, you can use this. And with Perplexity as well, I needed to research a topic for a client. And instead of opening like 50 tabs and getting lost here on Google, you can ask one single question, get it source cited and answer in 30 seconds. Boom, shakalaka, you're done. All right. 3 tools working together, saving hours every single day. And the best part is that you don't need to write a single line of code, right? You don't need to be technical. You can just talk to these tools like you're talking to a friend. And that's what I want to show you today, because I know what it feels to be overwhelmed, to think that this AI stuff is too complicated, to worry that you're getting left behind. But the truth is, these tools are built for regular people now. They're built for solopreneurs like you. They're built for business owners who don't have time to learn programming. And once you see how they work together, everything changes. And that's exactly what I teach inside the community, like the AI profit boarding, the specific systems, the exact prompts, the automations that you can just copy and use. So let me show you exactly how this works, all right? So we're going to go straight into Notebook LM. If you've never tried this, here we go. You can just get free access over here. And then you can see all these different tools that were built. Cosmos says, yo, good to see you here, Cosmos. Thanks for joining. I like these lives to be interactive just so I can fill in the gaps. And if you have questions, or if I miss something out, or I mess something up, or I don't explain something properly, just tell me as we go along. I think that's one of the best ways to make YouTube videos so that it helps as many people as possible, right? So you can see here inside Notebook LM, we've got a list of my notebooks, featured notebooks shared with me, as you can see. And if we go over here, this is interesting. Someone shared the Google I/O event with me. That's pretty cool. So if we go over to my notebooks, you can see all these different notebooks that we built, right? And these are all like custom trained AI chatbots that we can start using. Lord No Face says, we locked in on X. That's what we're talking about, Lord No Face. Cosmos says Notebook LM is great. I 100% agree with you. Mr. NASA says, happy weekend, Sawadee Krap. If you're watching and you don't understand what Sawadee Krap means, it means hello in Thai. Hello to you too. It's always good to see someone else in Thailand on these live streams. I'm going to keep going through now. So if we have a look through these, we've got these different examples right here, right? And Crystal says, I love Notebook LM video preview, infographics, and slide decks are my favorite features. I love the mind maps, says Cosmos, docs and presentation features. So we got a lot of Notebook LM fans. I think we've hit a popular topic here, which is great. So what you can see over here is I've uploaded this document on the left-hand side, the sales SOP, and this is like a super long boring document that I would love my sales team to read, but honestly, in reality, they're probably not going to read the whole thing, or they just don't have the attention span. And if you are a closer that is good at selling SEO, feel free to get in touch with me, because I always love to hire new sales reps. But you can see here, this is a long playbook on how to do SEO, right? So it's 90 pages long, super long. Most people are going to struggle to get the information from that. So it's okay, how can we condense this down? How can we get it down shorter so that we can get the best results possible for our team? And what we can do is we can download that, or we can actually just copy the link, and then we can go back over to Notebook LM, like you can see over here, and just plug that bad boy in. As you can see, that's the source. You can rename and remove the source as well. That is one of the best ways to use this. So for example, here, I can click on add source. I could upload the sales recipe if I downloaded it. I could copy the text in if I wanted to as well. Or probably what's the easiest, if you're using Google Docs, which a lot of solopreneurs are, then you just go to Google Drive over here, right? But the main thing is here that you're building like a training system that's custom tailored to your business. And instead of paying some fancy software to do it for you, or paying some agency to handle this for you, or for example, going out there and trying to spend hours to figure it out, don't worry about all that. Just go into Notebook LM, add it in, boom, shakalaka, you're good to go, right? And you can see you got the source on the left-hand side, you got the custom chatbot in the middle here, and then you've got all these different options on the right of like previous stuff that we built. You can even, for example, create stuff in different sources. So you can see here, for example, we have a podcast in Chinese. I'll come on to that in a second and exactly how you can do it, right? So for example, here, we can say, okay, you can say, okay, give me the sales script readout, right? And basically that's going to source through the inputs, aka the source, aka the sales SP that we plugged in. And then from there, we can start getting the script. So you can see here, it says, all right, thanks for, so it's like, right, okay, arrive 5 minutes early, address one level up from your clients. Hi, client name. This is rep name. Let's just find this. It's scrolling down for me for some reason, but I'm just going to go back up here. And this is quite a technical sale, but we can break it down with the sales. You see here, it says, okay, hi, name, this is name from Goldie Agency. How's your day going far? Blah, blah, blah. Glad to hear it. Okay, here's what we're going to do. So it breaks it down, not just into what you're going to say, but also a framework, right? So this is the introduction and rapport building section. Then, for example, we have the discovery phase. And after that, we have the current strategy and pain points. And then from there, we have the past experiences and blah, 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 right? It tells you exactly what to say step by step so you can get results. And you can condense something that is 90 pages, like you can see right here on this particular playbook, right? And we do need a long sales process. Like we have to explain, and then anytime we explain something in the sales process, we just put it into the playbook. But the problem is it makes it super long. So if we go back to Notebook LM, now we can condense it. People can skip straight to the bit they're interested in. It's a very lazy way to learn a new process, and it's incredibly easy. Okay? Now on the right-hand side here, if we pull this up, so we've got the sources, we've got the chatbot in the middle, and then we have all these different sections over here. So for example, we have the anatomy of a high pressure playbook, right? And if you actually open that up, that is a video that we've created and generated using Notebook LM. Now I'm just going to play that back so you can have a little cheeky listen to it. All right, so if we go over here and we click on this particular video and we go full screen on this bad boy.
Today, we're going to dissect a document that's part
so you can hear the audio narration on top.
instruction manual, part manifesto. We're peeling back the curtain on a standard operating procedure. The document itself keeps comparing its process to a recipe, and the author is crystal clear about this. You have to follow it step by step, no shortcuts. They actually warn that if you skip even one single step, you could ruin the whole thing. So what's in this recipe? We're going to break this whole playbook down layer by layer. Let's start with the most visible part, what they're actually selling, and more importantly, how they pitch it.
So you can see here how it's narrating the whole sales S&P, condense it into a 7-minute video. The sales rep could actually just watch that as an onboarding video and then understand it. But the main thing to note here is you can easily ask questions, you can easily get help, you can break everything down into whatever you want. For example, if we go through this video, you can see as well it's designed and it's narrated, and it takes all the key points of the sales S&P and then uses that to...
In this worldview, that's just an opportunity for a truly great closer to prove how good they are.
And then we can download that. We can send it to our team. They can understand what we're talking about as well. We can also generate outputs in separate languages. So you can see, for example, we have a Chinese version of the podcast. And so you can see like you can create multiple different languages over here. And then you've got like this infographic option where you can actually create infographics and mind maps based on presentation. So if we actually go on the results down here, you can see all these different versions. So you got like video, you have the mind map, right? If we open up this mind map, I'm just going to X off the podcast here, that we've broken down the sales recipe into the different types of sales that we can do, right? So mistakes to avoid, the sales manifesto, our service explained, useful knowledge, discovery, objection handling, email straight after the call, etc. The main point to note here is that you can easily break anything down into any sort of learnable format. So that is the way that you can use Notebook LM. If you want to generate any of this stuff, you can click on audio overview or video overview or mind map or reports or flashcards, quiz, infographic, slide deck, right? And then you can see all this. Now, this is just one tiny little example. There's many more things you can do here. So for example, you could also take the latest AI news and then plug in all the relevant videos you want to learn from on YouTube. So let's say, for example, there's loads of different creators that create videos about AI and you want to learn from them each. And then you can turn that into a video. So you can see over here, we have this video. If we play over here.
So a new AI just dropped that's already outperforming human engineers. Let's dive right in. And get this, that shocking claim is from a researcher at the company that built this new AI. And this isn't just talk. They built a full custom business tool in under an hour. And the numbers don't lie. On the absolute hardest coding tests, it's just destroying everything else. So what makes this thing such a huge leap forward? Let's break down what's new. For starters, it completely flips the script on how you can build tools for your business. You just tell it what you want. It understands your goal and handles all the technical stuff. Absolutely. The whole process is designed for people who don't code. Let me show you. It's literally a 3-step flow. You describe what you want, it builds it, and boom, you use it. This means you can go from just an idea to a working application.
So you get the idea, right? You can easily turn whatever you want into some AI news. And then also you've got this really cool infographic option. Now, the infographics are pretty mind-blowing because the text is perfect, right? And the design is pretty much perfect. It's better than most human designers could do. And I do see that AI is getting better versus everyone else at pretty much everything it does at this point. We're at a stage now where you don't need to worry about using a human designer. You can just use AI instead, whether that's Nano Banana directly inside Gemini, or whether that's, for example, infographics inside whatever you want to use, right? And so you can create not just like learning breakdowns. So this is great for learning the AI news or sifting through information quickly or training your team, etc. But one of the other coolest things is that you can actually use this to generate marketing materials, right? So for example, if we took this particular infographic and then we save that image down here, so we're going to save that, we'll hit download on there, right? And then if we go over to something like X, we can actually just go onto X and then take that infographic image. Let's grab that from the downloads, upload it here, right? So we've got the infographic like perfectly designed right here. And then here's the other cool thing you could do. So you could take that infographic, right? Copy that, go back into Notebook LM, as you can see over here, X of that, paste in the, you can go over here and say, okay, give me a short Alex Hormozy style tweet with an amazing hook to, and then just whatever the infographic is about. So this is about using Claude Opus 4.5 to talk about how mind-blowing Claude Opus 4.5 is, right? Plus, simplify it to third grade level, plus talk about the what, not the how. And then we can easily start using this to generate it. Cosmos says the infographic is something I get to do. Yeah, I love the infographic feature. Is absolutely insane. It is insane. And then Mullo says, good to see you here, Mullo, by the way. I saw you here the other day. I like to listen to the podcast. It makes and interrupt it. Yeah. If someone's watching this and not sure how to do the podcast and interrupt it, I'll show you how to do that in a second. But what we can do over here is we can go over to Claude like this. We can say, your best engineer just got fired. Claude Opus just beat every smart human who took the hardest building test ever. He builds complete working apps whilst you eat lunch. You don't need to know how to build these things. Just tell it what you want using words. And you just edit slightly. Simple result. You can now build tools and automate tasks you competitors can't, saving you research time. And maybe you want to put like a little alarm here. You got to use the break-in as well. There we go. Boom. And you can easily create these infographics. So you could post that on, for example, LinkedIn, YouTube community, Facebook groups, whatever you want. The whole point here is that you can easily design and create infographics and marketing materials. It could be the video, it could be the infographic, it could be the podcast, whatever you want, right? And you got a full marketing machine. Bear in mind, you can use Notebook LM up to certain limits for free as well, and then you don't have to worry about that, right? Think Access says, why don't you have access to the infographic feature? You just click on that, right? If you want to generate an infographic, it's pretty simple. Just click on that, and then it will generate an infographic for you. Hey, how to make beautiful websites with AI? Awesome. I'm glad you asked, because we'll come on to that in a second. There's another really good tip here from Cosmos, who says, I found this Chrome extension that can allow you to download mind maps as XML, etc. Notebook LM mind map extractor. Nice. So you can actually download the mind maps now as well, which is pretty cool. And then how to make very beautiful websites with AI. All right, cool. I'm glad you asked. So what you can do, I'm going to show you an example here. So let's say, for example, you have the copy or you have the page you want to redesign, right? And you want to create a beautiful website, right? What you can do is there's two ways you can do it. You can build it from scratch, or you can take existing content that you have. I would recommend that you take existing content that you have, like you can see on the sales page right here, and then you can use that to start generating the website using AI, right? Now, one of my favorite ways to do this is if it's a simple landing page, then you can do it inside Gemini, right? So you can go inside Gemini here, make sure that you have thinking switched on, which is going to allow you to use 3.0 Pro. And then you're going to say, okay, redesign this in HTML. So it's more beautiful, modern, plus rewrite the copy to the third grade language, plus Alex Hormozy direct response style, right? And then we can go to tools. You're going to make sure that you select Canvas so you can actually preview it, and then you can hit submit like. Now there's another option that you can do here, which is that you can go to antigravity.google.com. Sorry, antigravity.google. I've actually got full training inside the AI Profit Boardroom. If you go to, let's have a look here. If you go to the AI Profit Boardroom, and then you go to new anti-gravity IDE, I have a full video training on how to use this stuff and a full recipe over here. And also have a full training on Google AI Studio for building websites too. So with a bunch of tools that I've built. But if we go over to anti-gravity, you can download this for free, and then you can start using this for free. I think they are going to introduce pricing plans, but right now you can get it for free. So you can see here, whilst it's in beta, it's only on the free plan. The team plan, the enterprise plan are not available, so there's no paid option right now. You can only use the free plan, just to be clear here, all right? I don't have access. I've heard a few people say this, that they don't have access. But yeah, if you don't have access to the infographic option, then you can just go inside Nano Banana as well, right? So you can go inside Gemini instead, like you can see over here. You can select create images using Nano Banana Pro, like you can see. And then from here, what you can do is you can paste in the information that you want and then use that to create the infographic. Let me show you an example. So if we go over to YouTube, and I'm just going to grab a transcript from a recent video just to show you how this works. So let's say, for example, we want to use Claude Opus. So we go. See, we're going to click on here. We're going to take this to show transcript functionality. Some people want to say we go back to Gemini, plug in the information like this. It might be a bit too much context window actually for Gemini, but let's see what we get. Yep. And then we can say, okay, create a beautiful infographic for this. And we've got the transcript below. You can plug in whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a video transcript. I just want to show you an example. I'm not going to take the whole script, otherwise it might overload the instructions, right? You could also approach this a different way, and you can say, okay, go on to search the web, research Opus, and then from there, start generating. But either way, you can see how you can do this, right? VoiceCode says, I wasted my whole day today using anti-gravity, help from comment. All right, I'll show you how to use anti-gravity in a second. But you can see here how we've built the infographic literally in one click, right? So you see here it says AI-powered landing page redesign called Opus, old landing page, new landing page, boom, right? And that's taken the transcript from the video. So you can create infographics directly inside Gemini Nano Banana if you don't want to use Notebook LM, or if you can't use Notebook LM, okay? And then what you can also do here is you can say, okay, upscale that to 4K. Right? And that will just create a better quality image. Because you can see here, it's a little bit blurry. It's not the cleanest design, right? So what we want to do is just upscale it to 4K so that it's much higher quality. And then we can use that to generate better results, right? So let's wait for that to load. But basically, this solves your problem with Thinker Access. If you can't create infographics on Notebook LM, no problem. Create them inside Gemini. And then we have the upscaled version right here, as you can see, right? Pretty simple and easy. So what else we got here? What about the research you saw in your notebook to a machine? Yeah, so basically, you can, whatever you want to create a tool about, right? You just go to create new notebook, and then you plug in whatever you want here, right? So for example, here, you can plug in the sources, the information, copy text, etc. And then you can start using this right here, right? And that's basically how it does. So any source, any topic, any particular result, any business strategy, anything you want to learn about, you can just plug in as a source on the left-hand side and then start using that to generate the outputs over here. So that's how you would use it. VoiceCo says only add bad results. Which one is better, Google AI Studio or Anti-Gravity plus Firebase? So it depends what you want to do. If you want to code locally, then obviously Anti-Gravity is really your only option, or you could use Gemini CLI as well. So if people are not sure what I'm talking about here, you've got different options for vibe coding, right? So for example, you can go over to AI Studio, and inside AI Studio here, you can start coding out, right? If you go inside aistudio.google.com, then you scroll on the left-hand side, then you click on build. From here, you can start building, right? So you can, for example, create a Nano Banana powered app, and then you could say, okay, create an infographic machine where I tell you what I want you to research, you research it, and then create an infographic with Nano Banana, right? You could do that. That's how you can do it. And when you're doing that as well, you just want to make sure that you add Google search data. So Nano Banana, Google search data, Gemini Pro preview, and then inside here, you would describe the tool you want. So for a very basic tool, for a one-page landing page, etc., this is great, right? For something simple. So we can say, okay, create an infographic generator that searches the web with Google based on my topic, and then generates a beautiful infographic design using Nano Banana, right? And then you can hit build and you can start using that to create the tool, right? But if you want to build something bigger or more complex, then you would use anti-gravity. How would you do that? So you can open up anti-gravity. Just going to share my screen for that right now. So here's an example, right? This is anti-gravity. This is the local coder that you can use as well. This is again powered by Gemini 3. And from here, you can start using this, right? So if we go inside this section, we can say, okay, run this, or let me preview this project, right? I've already built code out, as you can see inside this section. So we've already got the code ready to test, and then we can hit enter. Now actually use the agentic Chrome extension and the Chrome browser to open it up and preview it, right? So it's analyzing the code. It's going to use Gemini 3 Pro low to set this up inside the browser. You can see it's running it locally on a port. Again, I don't know how to code, but you can start using it to generate the outputs, and then it will start running the terminal command for you. So you basically talk in plain English on the right-hand side, and then it opens it up as we can see over here, right? So for example, you can see the page over here that we've just generated with Google Anti-Gravity, right? If you want to see more about that, I've got tons of training inside AI Profit Boarding, but you can see the landing page right here. This has got the information. We scroll down, we've got all of the stuff down here, and we're living the dream, all right? So that's basically how we do it. So you can see how we can quickly generate a mock-up of a landing page using this process, and we did it in literally like one click, right? Super easy and simple. And the page looks super nice as well, right? So anti-gravity is really cool for building this stuff out. Just make sure that you're using the Gemini Pro API when you're building this stuff. If you use, for example, if we go back to anti-gravity here, let me share what I'm talking about. So if we go back to anti-gravity over here, you can see the full page, what it looks like, right? So this is anti-gravity. And then if you wanted to start, say, a new project, all you do is you go to like new window, right? We can close the original window like this, open up anti-gravity as you can see. And then if you want to build like a new page from scratch, so for example, maybe we're saying, okay, which one is better, Google AI Studio or anti-gravity? So if you wanted to build like a new website from scratch, which anti-gravity is better for than AI Studio, because you're building something bigger, and so you're going to have multiple different files and you want to switch between them and code it out locally so you can save the progress and come back to it quicker. Then you can go into anti-gravity like so, open up a new folder, create a new folder over here. And so we'll just put this as SEO website project, hit open. Now we've got the page. And then inside the SEO website project section here, we can just say, okay, create an SEO website for an SEO agency. Now, obviously, like you would give it something more complicated than that normally, but because we're on a live stream and I'm just doing it on the go and improvising this, then I'm going to create something super simple so that you can see how it works, right? You can see how it's building out right here. So that's how you use anti-gravity. If you're having problems with it, just check out the AI Profit Boardroom. If you need support, jump on the coaching calls. And you can see this is coding out, right? So that will take a little while to do, but that's basically how it works. And then if we come back to Google AI Studio and that tool that we were building out a second ago. So again, Google AI Studio is just better for coding out simple stuff. Then we're going to go to that window over here, open this up. You can enter the topic like this, and you just enter whatever topic you're interested in talking about, right? So for example, here, we can type in the topic. I'm going to put, for example, Notebook LM, hit generate. That's going to start researching the web based on Google search data. It may not work perfectly first time around because we've literally just given it one single prompt, which is very simple, as you can see in the top left. But we'll see how that performs. So it's now researching the web using Google's API data. It's found and researched that, as you can see over here on the left-hand side. And now it's designing the infographic on the right-hand side, right? So we've got that infographic. You can actually edit and refine that, or you can download the infographic here. And then if I share the infographic that we've created, you can see the infographic that we've created on this side, right? So Notebook LM, your AI research system, here's the summary, here's key features, here's the visual storytelling, right? And the text is perfect. Notebook LM, your AI research system, summary. And all the content actually reads properly, and it's based on the research that it did itself, including like the dates and everything else that was created. So you can see how simple and easy this stuff is. What else we got here? So Thinker Access says, I tried to use that, but I have a problem where it looks like it's building fine, but I only get a blank page. I have a white or black. So in those cases where you get like a problem or an error, I would just screenshot the problem, paste that screenshot back into Google Anti-Gravity or AI Studio and say, fix this, right? Or why is this only showing a blank page? And then from there, just iterate until you get the results. VoiceCo says, the cool thing about anti-gravity is that you can use your Chrome browser to make research. That's pretty cool. VoiceCo is going to sleep. Have a nice stream. Thank you very much, sir. Is anti-gravity output hosted on GitHub? I think you can connect it to GitHub if you want to. Spoiler says, I'll need to rewind. Welcome to. Replays inside the AI Profit Boardroom if you want to get access to this, peeps. We're putting all the notes from today inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So if you go to the Gemini Notebook section here, you can see all the different notes, including a 30-day action plan on how to use this stuff as well. Actually, you know what I'm intrigued to see now? How many views the Notebook LM infographic just got? So if we have a look here, yeah, it's already got 2 favorites, 1 bookmark, like people actually interacting with the infographic that we created. So this stuff is not just like AI slop that you're producing en masse, like it's actually really cool. Right? Milo is asking about a new community. So if you want to join a community and talk to people and that sort of thing, just join the AI Profit Boardroom, right? The whole goal for everyone here is to really scale their business and learn about AI, right? And we've actually got Black Friday deal on now. So if you sign up now, and obviously it's only for Black Friday, so there's just a few hours left on this deal. But if you sign up for the AI Profit Boardroom now, then you'll lock in 40% off forever, right? So you'll lock in a 40% off discount price, and you can sign up either monthly or annually. And inside that, you'll get the community, you get the classroom, you get 4 coaching calls a week, and basically everything you need to succeed with AI, right? If you like the trainings that I do on YouTube, you'll love the trainings inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And also all the notes from today go inside the classroom, along with all of my best systems here. So if you want to learn about AI, if you want to learn my best systems, etc., it's all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. I think it's the only AI community that actually updates every single day. So you can see we had new trainings here, new video trainings every single day with the date as well. So November 26th, 27th, 29th, etc. Like tons of new trainings just from this week. And we're just improving it all the time, right? Thinker Access says, I'm joining to AI Profit Boardroom this evening. That'll be awesome. And thanks so much for joining. Again, we have that Black Friday deal that's going to end today. So make sure you sign up today. Muller says, Google always work better if you're an Ultra member. That's what I noticed. 100% you're going to get better results inside Google, any sort of Google product if you're using the premium version, right? That's what it's designed for. But if you're just like a lightweight user or you just want to test the waters out with this sort of stuff, then just use the basic versions like you can see with AI Studio, for example. I don't think AI Studio cares whether you're on the Ultra plan or not. It just codes out whatever, right? And you can see how easy it is. So that's basically how this works step by step and how you can use it. Now, you've seen how easy this is today, right? And the thing that I would say is that some people are going to have some certain limiting beliefs that are holding them back, right? So some people are going to say, I'm not technical enough. But the thing that I would say is neither am I, right? I don't code that much, right? I'm not a coder. I think I scraped through maths at school with a C. So I'm not like the most qualified person in the world to be using this. But these tools are designed for people who can speak plain English, right? You just describe what you want and the AI figures out how to do it. And Google literally calls it like vibe coding now. So you can vibe with the AI and build things, right? Also, some people are going to say there's many tools, but I don't know which ones to use. And that's why I'd recommend picking 3, right? You pick 3, not 30. 3, master those, ignore everything else. Notebook LM, Perplexity, Gemini, that's all you need. That's your stack. Other people are going to say, I tried AI before and it didn't work for me. And that's probably because you were using it wrong, right? Most people ask AI bad questions and get bad answers, and then they blame the tool. But the prompts I'm sharing today change that. Because if you're really specific about what you want, for example, like this infographic tool, or if you go back here and we have a look at the apps, we even built like thumbnail generators like this, and you can just add an API key and start using this. You can see, for example, if we go back to my apps as well, we have a Nano Banana thumbnails generator. All this stuff is very easy to use. You literally just describe it. If you want to see what I did to build this amazing tool that basically takes a thumbnail example, the text I want to talk about, and also the avatar to generate a thumbnail, then all I said was create a thumbnail designer for my AI avatar. That was it. You can see the prompt right here. This is the history of the chat. So pretty simple and easy to do this stuff. All right. So let's take an example and I'll show you how this tool works, right? This is pretty amazing as well. So we can take an image from my website like this, download that, go back to AI Studio with this tool. And by the way, this is inside the AI Profit Boardroom if you want to get access to this tool itself. Then you can plug in the thumbnail that you like, for example, like this one. And then inside the thumbnail, we can say, okay, a shot person talking about Google Gemini 3, right? Then we can generate the thumbnail, and that will design the thumbnail based on our avatar image and our thumbnail over here, right? And then it's going to generate the image itself over here, right? Thinker Access says short form content. So Muller and Thinker basically thinking about joining as well, the AI Profit Boardroom. So again, like you want to join today because we got that Black Friday deal on. That the deal will never be shown again for the Black Friday. So you want to get that right now, I think, because prices will go up next week, actually. So you want to make sure that you sign up now before you miss out. All right. And then I'm pretty sure we had a question about, oh no, I've already covered that on the images. Let me know if you have any questions about it or you want to know something about the AI Profit Boardroom first before you join. But yeah, you can see this image, we can download that thumbnail, and then we're good to go on this. And we've got a thumbnail generated in literally one click, as you can see, pretty simple and easy. And it's created an AI version of me, right? So that's the avatar version, that's the text, and it's improvised that based on the avatar and the thumbnail and the text right here. So you just put in the topic and the thumbnail and everything else. So you can see how this works. Now, some people are going to say, I don't have time to learn tools, but I would say you don't have time not to learn them. Every hour that you spend doing manual research, answering emails, creating content is an hour you could save, right? And 1 hour of learning could save you hundreds of hours this year. This is one of the things. And also, people say AI makes things up, but that's why Notebook LM is so powerful, because it only answers based on the documents you give it. So there's no hallucinations, there's no made up facts. Perplexity will show you exactly where every answer comes from with links to the sources. I'll come on to Perplexity in a second. Thinker says, is AI Profit Boardroom covered content creation, automation for Instagram short form content? It is indeed. So if you go to the AI Profit Boardroom over here, then you're going to go to Classroom at the top, right? From Classroom, you're going to go to the playbook. And inside the playbook, we've got 2 sections on short form content. Number 1 is how we create shorts for my YouTube channel. And you can see we've got a full video tutorial plus an SOP for editing the shorts and how we create them. And then also we have the Instagram automation, right? So when you post reels and you post shorts to your channel on Instagram, then you can start using that to generate leads. And I'll show you a ManyChat automation plus how to use ManyChat right here, right? So all the training that you need to create avatar videos, shorts, and generate leads from Instagram, we have inside the training right here, right? And that's all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So it covers all of that for you. And if you're wondering, okay, does AI short form actually work on YouTube? So if we go to my shorts here, this is something that may scare you. It scares me anyway, which is, look at this, right? So these 6 shorts here, they're all AI generated, right? So these are all avatar videos. So for example, if I click this open, this AI video that literally creates full, that's no code. You type a simple prompt, send form data. Here's the crazy thing. This video is a human version of me, right? So you can see here. Google Nano Banana Pro is breaking the internet. Google just dropped, right? Nano Banana. Here's the crazy thing. Look at the view count and look how many views the AI avatar video got versus the human short, right? So 1.9 versus 11, 2.3 versus 5, 9K versus 16K views. This AI avatar video got 13K views versus 7.4, right? This one got 10K views, the AI avatar video, versus this one that got 3.9, right? My point is that literally every single time I create a human short, it gets beaten and is outperformed directly by the human version, right? And so AI beats me, not once, not twice, not every other day, every single time, right? I literally can't outperform my own AI avatar shorts. And so if you want to learn the system for doing that, then inside the AI Profit Boardroom, you just go to the classroom here and you go to the playbook. And inside the playbook, we have a full system on how to generate shorts with AI, right? And you can use these same processes that get better results than my human shorts. And you save time, you can give it to the team. They can follow the SOP and you're good to go from there, right? That's how it works. Now, if you go to the SOP updates, let's go back here and we'll keep talking through the notes. But yeah, that's basically how it works. So what else we got here? Maybury says, you get a prompt first and paste your prompt into the message box on Google AI Studio for complex build like a SaaS stack, or do you spell everything out and describe it the way you want? So it's up to you, right? Here's the way that I really like it, right? So for example, if you go on to, by the way, this is a redesigned page, which looks a lot nicer than the original. Look at that, it looks way nicer. This is a redesigned page where we screenshotted earlier the image from my existing page, and then we plugged in the prompt, right? And look at this, right? So we've got the screenshot of the original page, the prompt, and AI Studio designed a much better page, as you can see right here, right? It looks way nicer. And that would probably convert better, to be honest. I should test that out. So do you get a prompt first and paste? Yeah, I'm going to show you how to do this. So if you go onto ChatGPT, I'm going to use ChatGPT because it's the most personalized for me right now. I could do it on Claude, to be fair. I could go onto Claude as well. But whatever tool you use the most, use this to help you because it will save you time, right? So you can say, okay, give me 5 ideas for a SaaS tool to build that I would use daily and find useful, right? I'm going to say for a simple SaaS, then give me the prompts to plug into Google AI Studio to build it. And that will start giving me the ideas. And not just that, it will actually give me the prompt as well. So for example, here is coming up with the ideas. And then after that, it's going to give me the prompts to use inside AI Studio. So you can see, for example, we've got the prompt right there. Boom. So you just say, build a simple web application for insert chosen idea. And we've got 5 ideas at the top here. And then we're good to go. So let me show you how that works, right? So if we take this information like so, then we're going to go to aistudio.google.com. We're going to plug in the idea like this. We're going to go back to Claude, grab the idea that we want to use. So I'm going to use a constraint solver diary. All right, copy that. Then we're going to go back to AI Studio. And by the way, constraint solving is something that I use for growing my business. And basically it helps me identify, okay, what's the biggest constraint that's holding me back? And so I can take that idea like this, hit build, and that will start building out the SaaS for us right there. All right, and that's how I would do it in the fastest, simplest way. You can also list the core features that you want as well. But basically we can build a simple SaaS. And also you can see inside the prompt, it says build this as a single HTML file. That's because it'll be very simple if we build it as a single HTML. Right? So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. What else we got here? Is it generally a good idea to join? There's a lot of solopreneurs. Is it generally a good idea before or after you're in the green? Right now I'm involved in e-commerce and book publishing, but I haven't reached a point. Okay, so what I'd recommend for that is that if you want to learn how to do things the right way from scratch, then join the AI Profit Boardroom. And bear in mind, like, you can test this out, and if you don't like it, we'll high-five you on the way out with our refund guarantee. So if you sign up inside here, you can see we have a 7-day no questions asked refund policy. So you can sign up to the AI Profit Boardroom. If you don't like it, no problem. We'll give you a refund and say thanks for joining. But either way, if you sign up today, then you get the Black Friday deal as well. Plus, you learn all the stuff from the start. AI already took over. Absolutely, it did. Let's go back to AI Studio and see what we're getting back here. Do you cover how to create videos with all the background assets, SFX, sounds, transitions, also what the tools you're using for this? Yeah, so if you go back to the AI Profit Boardroom here, go to the classroom, playbook, and then you scroll down to the AI avatar videos. We have a full step-by-step process here that shows you how to do it. And we have a video tutorial, right? So it's all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. You can check it out. And then also, if you want to learn the tools that we use, we cover it inside this section here. And also, if you go to, where is it now? Let me find this for you. How to automate screencasts and tutorials, right? then you've got a full step-by-step operating procedure on exactly how we sync everything, right? Now, we don't really use sound effects inside our videos, to be honest. I think they distract from the videos, but you can see that we've got the full step-by-step process here on how to automate screencasts and tutorials, plus the tools that we use, right? And if you want to go really deep on the tools that we use, then you can scroll down inside the classroom and go to the YouTube AI section here. And inside the YouTube AI roadmap, we have a 6-week roadmap on how to start building your channel based on what's worked for me. So everything that I've worked is working really well, all right? Yeah, and so if you want to learn the workflow for using this stuff and how to create it, and you want to know quickly how long it takes and everything, just check out the trainings inside the AI Profit Boardroom, go to the playbook, and then, for example, if you're like, okay, I want to create shorts, you can learn how to do it in 3 minutes, right? And you can see the step-by-step process for editing shorts right there. So if you want to learn the workflows, it's all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Alston Chung says, my membership for the AI Profit Boardroom will finish in 2026. Should I subscribe for the 40% Black Friday deal? I would say no need, but yeah, no, I think you need to. But if you DM me, Alston, I can get you a lifetime deal inside the AI Profit Boardroom. But I think, honestly, I don't think you need to upgrade anything. I think you're good to go, man. And I think you're ready until April 2026. You don't need to do anything else. Mulo says, the people in the boardroom are in the green. There's many different people there. The common avatar that I see is like solopreneurs and entrepreneurs running an online business. So it's people like us who are running an online business, probably not a big team. Some people are just starting out from scratch. Some people are just there to learn. Some people have full-time jobs and just want to learn AI automation and learn from this community as well. It has so much information in there and so much great coaching. You're going to save a lot of time, even if you're learning how to grow a business. This is a great place to start. Yeah, it's good to go. So that's basically how the AI Profit Boardroom works and everything you do. Let's go back to AI Studio and see what we got. So we got the past constraints here, and then you can start logging your entries. You can add a new entry here. So for example, title, category, the bottleneck, actions, outcome, and extra notes. And then we can save that entry right there, right? So you can see how the SaaS tool was created. Cut the check. It says insane. I would agree with you there, mate. It is insane. It is insane, right? Pretty wild what you can do with this stuff and how powerful it is. So you can see how I've built multiple different SaaS tools on this particular live stream, just on the go whilst I'm talking to you. Like I'm not even paying attention, right? What else we got here? So some people are going to say, okay, I don't know how to apply this to my specific business. So that's exactly what I cover in the AI Profit Boardroom. We do live calls. We look at your specific situation. We build automations together. It's not generic advice. It's hands-on help for your business, right? So if you go to the AI Profit Boardroom and you go in the community, you can ask questions about your specific situation, and you've got 1,800 members who can help you, right? So for example, here, people introducing themselves. Joe's just joined. Welcome, Joe. Give us a smash a like on that. And for example, like Darren was asking some questions. Look, actually maxed out Notebook LM, which is pretty insane, right? So you can see here, like there's a lot of interaction, a lot of people sharing and asking questions, posting great stuff inside here. So yes, it's a great place to get personalized help and support whenever you need it. Some people as well will say, I'm worried AI will make my business feel less personal, but AI just handles the boring stuff, right? The admin, the research, the repetitive tasks. And that frees you up to do more of the human stuff. For example, the reason that I can do live streams every day and create such an amazing community inside the AI Profit Boardroom is simply because I have so much time. Why do I have time? Because I've automated everything that I needed to, all the repetitive, boring stuff, right? So for example, the creative work, the relationships, the things only people like you can do, right? Also, example, some people will say everyone's talking about AI, but by the time I learn it, it will be too late. But most people are talking about AI, but not using it. So the people who take action now will have a massive advantage. And so learning these free tools puts you ahead of 99% of website owners and business owners, right? So we've covered Notebook LM. We've covered Google Gemini as well. I've shown you all the cool stuff you can do with these. What's next? So the next thing that you can do is you can start using Perplexity Comment, right? Comment is a browser that basically does automations for you. It's really cool. And you can basically say, okay, summarize this article, summarize this video, or give me ideas about this, or mention that, blah, 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 right? And so you can see all these different things that it can do. And it's actually free to use and download. So for example, I'm going to open up Comment and I'll show you exactly how it works step by step. I also want to show you what anti-gravity came back with as well a second ago, because we were coding with anti-gravity a second ago. Maybury says, thank you, I was pasting prompt in the message box once I describe my idea. All right, let's go back to anti-gravity. Where is it now? There we go. So we've got the website project that we were creating, right? So I'm going to say, okay, can you preview this? Oh, it's still coding out. You can see it's still coding out over there. So that might take a little while to do, to be fair. I'm actually going to close that for now, just so I don't slow my laptop down, because I'm on a Mac Mini. I have limited storage. But yeah, Max says, what are some of the big wins from your members? Would love to see how people are using your systems to level up. Okay, so if we go on to some of our big wins, you want to see how people are winning inside the AI profit boarding. Let me show you some examples. All right, so we actually have this testimonial document that has over 100 pages of testimonials from winners inside the AI profit boarding, right? So you can see 99 pages of testimonials right here, right? So for example, Paris was saying like, how good is Notebook LM? And she says, she's a member of the AI profit boarding. Paris says, when I wake up, I see what gold you've dropped into my AI stack the very next morning, and just says, thanks so much, right? And it said, Julian has kept us on the cutting edge, what you just shared in the YouTube video, how Notebook works, etc., and how good it is, right? And says, I still get daily blown away with what I can create now. I literally skip around the park, walking my dog on a cold winter's morning, listening to AI's YouTube, right? So you listen to my YouTube, feeling so excited about what I'll do. Julian, thank you. So you can see how like we're helping people inside the community. What else we got here? Steve Light was giving us a shout out here. Some massive wins, as you can see, right? Big win for Steve right there. What else we got? We got Justin. Justin says, hey Jen, avatar is amazing. It made my digital twin. If you haven't gone through Julian's trainings on this, I highly recommend it. And then he's shared some examples right there. So these are all screenshots from AI Profit Boarding members. Ross said, thank you. I just wanted to express my gratitude to Julian and the team. I was like a lost puppy in the wilderness, walking around in circles, not knowing which AI tool to use. Then came along this community, crazy amount of information. Thank you so much. Eric said, just coded my first iOS app with AI. Got to give a huge shout out to Julian Goldie and AI Profit Boarding. The community's helped me there so much along the way. I literally went from very basic usage of ChatGPT, asking random questions or researching topics, to being able to make automations for NA10. And now I've got an app that I'm planning to launch in the App Store, right? So you can see how powerful this is, how people are just getting insane results. Dion says, I just joined the community. Welcome on board. Great to see you here. Thinker Access says, is there any additional purchases? It depends what you're going to be doing, but there are free ways around pretty much everything, right? So if you don't want to sign up to any other tools or that sort of thing, we do show you free alternatives. Obviously, for stuff like video generation, you're probably going to need to pay for extra tools. But for most stuff, like you can do it for free, right? I show a lot of free alternatives on YouTube and also inside the AI Profit Boarding too. So you can see here, this is another shout out from Ross. What else we got here? You can see a testimony from Lakeisha here. Eric, winning in AI with the best community out there. Quinn, wow, I thought I understood AI automation until I joined the AI Profit Boarding. Every week there are new systems, live calls, and people showing real results. If you're serious about learning and building with AI, this is where you should start, right? And so you can see this document, that was just like 10 pages. This document has 99 pages of testimonials like this, right? So you can see all these amazing testimonials from happy clients inside the AI Profit Boarding, all the wins that we share, all the people getting great results. I've just designed this by talking to you on live streams every day, figuring out all the problems that you have, and then just solving them. You can see, like, for example, every single problem that people have posted inside the comment section today, we've solved together. And that's what we're about inside the AI Profit Boarding. It's just solving problems and fixing things and helping you grow your business, right? That's the main thing here. What else we got here? So Sporters, so I hope that covers your question, Max. What are some of the big wins? Sporter says, can you show where email to CRM to create email in the AI Profit Boarding is? All right, so if you go to AI Profit Boarding here, basically you can use the search bar as an archive, right? So if you type in email inside the search bar, you get all these different emails and email trainings that we use, right? If you want to learn how we build an email list and how we send emails, we have a 42-minute training here that shows you how to use Go High Level and the step-by-step operating procedure, not just for building your email list, but actually for using Go High Level to send them and everything else, right? So if you want to connect your CRM to school, or if you want to send emails with Go High Level and learn how to build an email list, all the training is right here for you. Sporter says, not sure how I feel about Comment and Neil. Yeah, fair enough. Diona says, I just joined the community. Welcome to see you here. That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining. All right. Sporter says, I make one website a day based on learning from Julian. That's pretty insane. I learned about 98.52%, which is very accurate, very detailed percentage there, so I respect that. I learned, about 98.52% of what I know about AI tools from Julian Goldie the GOAT. Thank you so much, Sporters. You're a legend. I appreciate you showing up on the live streams and everything else and just being interactive with us. Really appreciate it. So we're going to come on to Perplexity next. We're not even starting on that. Alison says, I find Comet and Anti-Gravity have a lot of guardrails. Can you show us how to build browser-based and stagehand? That's not something that I specialize in, honestly. If you want something Yeah, I don't know. I've not tested those, but maybe it's something I'll look at in the future, or we'll create an avatar video about as well. Diana says, I created an ebook, we're not sure how to launch it. Do you have a course on that? So what I recommend, if you want to do like more, if you want to learn like how to promote an ebook and that sort of thing, go through the trainings here, because all these trainings you can apply to your ebook business, right? So for example, if you look at the way, I'm going to put up the whiteboard to help you here, right? So if you look at the way the email promotions go, right? Basically, stage one, you create the ebook, right? Which is what you've done. Happy days, well done. And congrats to you for doing that. I actually have an audiobook business as well that I don't really touch anymore, but it just runs in the background. So you create the ebook. Stage two is marketing, right? Plus AI automation. And this is basically how you can market any business and get attention. Because, I'll put this inside the notes here. But basically, more attention equals more customers, right? So how do you get more attention? You want to implement the systems from the AI profit boardroom. So for example, all my best systems for marketing, because I love this stuff, are inside here. So for example, if you post on X and then you create more content around your ebook on X with a link inside your bio, plus after each post, you have a funnel link that funnels traffic to the page where you have the ebook, then you will generate more attention, which equals more customers, right? So for example, if we have a look at this live stream where I'm talking about AI, you can see underneath we have the links to our funnels, right? And so if we have links to our funnels, we generate more attention and we generate more traffic, which equals more customers. So that's the way that I would look at it, right? Stage one, you create the ebook. Stage two, you're just going to use marketing and automation, right? And then stage three is you figure out what's working, eliminate the rest, double down on what's working, right? So for me, for example, I know that live streams work really well. And I know that YouTube videos work really well, right? Same with, for example, I know that X works really well for generating attention. And so I'm just going to focus on that, right? And so that's a 3-stage process. And then each time you create a new project, this kind of is like an iterative cycle, right? Where basically the next ebook that you create, you already know what's working, so you're going to do more automation. And then again, you're going to figure out, okay, what's working based on that. Eliminate the rest, double down on what's working, and just iterate on that process over and over again. So that's kind of like a flywheel effect, where stage 3 feeds back into stage 1, and it's a positive feedback loop where you just get better and better at marketing and generate more attention. So there you go. And how do you implement those systems? Just follow the video tutorials inside AI Profit Boardroom, and then you'll learn everything you need to. Okay. Think Access says, I've seen your offer for multiple pages that have some bonuses, but not sure if I sign up, no matter where I joined, I'll get the bonuses stack. Yeah, if you want to get the bonus stacks, once you signed up, inside the community here, right, you go to the Start Here page. Where is it now? Start Here, right? And inside the Start Here section, you'll see this post, right? And for the bonuses, you'll see the bonuses and deals section down here, right? Bonuses and deals here. And if you just click on that link, it will take you through to all the bonuses that we have available for you. So all the stacks, all the bonuses, etc., you can get directly inside there. Muller says, I created 12 to 13 ebooks, only get a few hundred reads. Yeah, so I would just try and get more attention, right? Matthew says, how do you stream on LinkedIn? I use StreamYard. StreamYard is what I use to stream on LinkedIn and across all my platforms. So I would highly recommend that. It's really powerful. And we're going to start getting into Comet. Right, so we were talking about Comet browser and how it's free and easy to use. So let's start using this bad boy and start learning about this. All right. So I've got Comet open in the background, and we're just going to pull this up. So we've got the Comet browser here, and this is what you're going to see once you've launched Comet. And Comet is basically like a AI agent that can surf the web for you directly. Okay, so if you've never come across this, it's pretty simple and easy to use. As you can see, you can sign in, and then you can start using the assistant. Right. So, for example, if we go over to, let's just kick it off with a basic example like this. So we could say, okay, on this video, we're going to say summarize this video, right? And it's going to use the AI assistant to summarize it and give us the information that we need to learn. And then from here, we can start getting the outputs, right? So you can see how quick and easy that is. And basically what this does is it reads the transcript from the video we're watching and then uses that to summarize the video and give us outputs. So you can see here, for example, it tells us what Claude does, live landing page redesign demo, results, plan and offers, etc. Okay? So you can use that basically here. Muller says the viral gods have not blessed me yet. So if you need some help on that, feel free to DM me inside the AI Profit Boardroom, and I'll take a look at the content you're creating, and then we can see if it's good enough to get you results. But yeah, like I'm happy to take a look at it and just give you some ideas, and we can bounce off some ideas on that directly inside here. So if we have a look at this, you can see some examples. This is a YouTube video. Then we've got the response right here. We could also say, okay, let's start a new tab. So we can open it up in a new tab and just expand the browser here. What we can also do is we could say, okay, go to Amazon and buy a fishbowl for me. All right. And you can see now the AI is navigating to Amazon. Again, I'm not touching this. So this is not me clicking on any buttons. It's just Perplexity going off and using the browser for us and starting to research and do things for us. And you can see now, if we're logged into Amazon, it can start doing this, right? So for example, we can actually log in as me and start using this, or we can say, okay, search for fish bowls and just find me the available options. So let's do that. It gives us like a couple of ideas here. So if I was actually logged in, it could actually go off and just buy stuff for me, which is pretty crazy. It can do the shopping list for me. But you can see now it's like searching through the web, right? Searching through Amazon's website. Again, I'm not touching it. It's just going off, looking at the page, screenshotting it, figuring out, okay, what products have the best results, and then how can we use that? So like you can actually automate the shopping experience and then let it go off, buy an order and get stuff delivered to you. Or you can just use it for research and pick which one you want to buy manually. So you can see here, for example, on the right-hand side, we've got all these different products. And so like Perplexity as well is a super powerful tool when it's combined with Comet, right? Because this AI agent is just incredibly powerful. So we've covered Notebook LM, Gemini. We've covered Perplexity and how to use that as well. It really is just an amazing time to be learning and using AI. And I've never had so much fun doing this stuff, right? Now, what I've actually done is if you want to learn, okay, how do you implement this stuff, right? How do you start using it right now? How do you get results with this today? So I'm going to show you an example of what we can do. So if we pull this up, right, I've actually created a 30-day action plan for you to start learning this stuff. So you can see here, we've got a 30-day action plan on how you can start implementing right away. And what I would say is day one, that this is a 30-day action plan for using Notebook LM and everything. So week one, it's just going to be the foundation stage. So you can create an account for these tools. Perplexity, Notebook, and Gemini have free versions. Just check it out and see what you think. Day two, I'd recommend uploading your first 5 documents to Notebook LM. These could be like blog posts you've written, PDFs you've collected, YouTube videos about your industry. Just start building out your knowledge base. Day 3, you're going to ask Notebook LM 10 questions about your uploaded content. Get comfortable with how it pulls answers directly from your sources. Notice how it cites exactly where each answer came from, etc. And day 4, create your first audio overview in Notebook LM. Pick your best content, let it turn that into a podcast style discussion, listen to it, just see how it explains your own content back to you. And so this is a really actionable way to learn all these tools I've talked about today and actually start getting results with it. Day 5, do 10 searches in Perplexity. Ask questions related to your business. Notice how it cites all sources and click through to verify it, right? Just get comfortable with how it works. And then connect Perplexity to your email and calendar using Spaces. This just lets you reference personal information in your searches. And then day 7, you're going to open up Gemini and have a 30-minute conversation. So ask it to help you brainstorm, ask it to help you write something, ask it to help you explain something, and just get a feel for how it responds. Week number 2 is really where you start integrating this stuff into your business for AI automation. So you're going to use Perplexity to research a topic, upload that research to Notebook LM, and just see how the two tools feed into each other. From there, you're going to create a mind map in Notebook LM from your research and use this to see connections which you might have missed. From there, you can use Gemini to write something based on your Notebook LM research. Maybe that's an email, social media post, or an outline, like I did with the infographic today. And then you're going to try the new deep research feature inside Notebook LM as well. So you can ask it to research something and add sources to you, right? And so literally from day 1 to day 30, you will be an expert at using all these, right? Day 30, I'd like you to just share your results. So post inside the AI Profit Boardroom and just celebrate your progress, right? That's what we do inside the AI Profit Boardroom here. So we have a win section and you can post inside the community. Again, there's 1,800 builders inside the AI Profit Boardroom community that you connect with and you can start using. Is Perplexity and Claude better than ChatGPT? Yes, I would say so. I don't think I even need to think about that. I would say like genuinely, from what I've seen, Claude is really good for and powerful for coding. Perplexity is great for automating your browser. Honestly, if I had to choose between one or two, I mean, it depends what your use case is. If you're using research or you're trying to automate your browser, I would use Perplexity. If you are trying to just vibe code something out, you could use Claude. But the problem with vibe coding is like, you're probably still going to get better results with Gemini, right? As we're showing you today, because you can build SaaS tools with that, you can deploy them, you can share them, etc. Right? Patrice says AI Profit Boardroom is the place to be. I appreciate it, man. Thanks, Patrice. That's super kind, and yeah, I really appreciate it. Build cool stuff all week long. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, I've shown you all the systems that you can use. I've shown you all the wins inside AI Profit Boardroom. I've shown you real members getting real results, etc. And I've shown you how all of this stuff works as well, right? So I hope you found this useful today. Mulo says, hey, I sent you a message to go through my content. I'll have a look after the live stream and we can take a look and just give you some pointers in terms of how you can improve, right? So thanks so much for DMing me and signing up today. I appreciate that. All right, so inside the classroom here, if you go to the updates, the Thinker Access says AI Profit Boardroom just went from 1,700 members to 1,800 members. So big milestone. Appreciate everyone watching who's helped us get there. Really appreciate that. And bear in mind, like every new member who joins makes the community better, right? So like each new member that joins is another person in the network, another person who can help each other, another person who can give advice, another person that we can share wins with. So I appreciate every single member who joins, and thanks so much everyone who's joined there and Profit Boardroom. Like it's amazing, and I never knew it would take off like this when I started. So super kind, appreciate everyone. All right, so before we wrap this up, everything I showed you today: Notebook LM setup, the Perplexity workflows, the Gemini automations. This is the stuff that I use every single day inside my business, right? But it's the thing, knowing about these tools is one thing, actually building these systems and making them work, that's something else. And that's why I've created the AI Profit Boardroom, okay? So the reason that I started this is like a few years ago, I was doing everything manually. Every email, every piece of content, every client follow-up, I was working like 12, 14, 16-hour days and still falling behind, right? If you actually if you chart my progress on YouTube, what you'll see is back in the day before AI came out, we were only getting like a few hundred views per video, right? Back in the day, like some of them still only have 79 views. And then as soon as AI came out, that really helped to scale the business. And that really helped me free up my time, automate a lot of stuff and just learn how to start implementing it to the point where today we'll get 5K views in 24 hours, or for example, 9.5K views in 24 hours. And we get millions of views per month. And the reason that I'm showing you this stuff is not to boast, but to show you what's possible. All right. So when I discovered AI automation, pretty much everything changed. It wasn't easy. I've made every mistake that I possibly could do. And it's been pretty tough, to be honest with you. Like it's been a pretty challenging rabbit hole. But yeah, I've made every mistake you can imagine. I've wasted time on tools that didn't work. I've built systems that broke. I felt lost and overwhelmed more times than I can count. And so my point here is that I've documented everything. What worked, what didn't, the exact prompts, the exact workflows, the exact automations. And I thought, what if I could save other people all of that struggle? What if I could just hand them the finished systems? And that's why I've built the AI Profit Boardroom. So when you sign up, you don't just get the community, you don't just get all the trainings, you don't just get connected to 1,800 builders, you don't just get the 4 coaching calls per week. It's actually a lot more than that, right? So you get, number one, the AI avatar engine. And this is your 24/7 AI workforce. So it creates content, handles tasks, and delivers results whilst you sleep, right? I spent months building these systems and they're basically yours to copy now. Spoiler says, given that you have high level, I'll come on to that in a second, actually, that'll be an interesting one to answer, right? You also get unlimited GPT requests. Every automation you want, we pretty much build for you. You don't need to figure out the technical stuff. Just tell us what you need and we build it. No coding, no guesswork. So for example, if you type in custom GPT here, inside the community, you'll see this custom GPT's request section here, and we'll just build stuff out. So every single post on this thread, we've actually built for people. So for example, Chris was like, I need a custom GPT for lead magnets. No problem, Chris. Here's a custom GPT. Here's a video notes about how to do it. And boom, there you go. Also, Chris was like, I need a LinkedIn post automator. And we're like, yeah, here you go, mate. That's how you do it. Matt was like, I need a custom GPT that writes YouTube descriptions and creates thumbnails on the fly. So we created a custom GPT for descriptions and we showed how to do it with Gemini for the thumbnails, right? And so every single problem gets solved inside the AI Profit Boardroom. That's what we're about, right? And so it's one of the best ways to just get automations built for you, as long as they're within reason, of course. What else we got here? You also get AI Profit Boardroom live daily access. So this is about people love most. Every day we do live calls, we do coaching, we do live streams like this. You show up, you ask questions, you get unstuck, you get coaching, you get answers, you get real momentum, and you're never alone, like wondering what to do next. And then you also get the Black Vault automation. So this is like my client closing engine. So if we go to the classroom, go to the agency course, you can see that we show you how to get high ticket clients, right? How to land clients for your AI agency or for your systems and that sort of thing. Thinker says, that's so cool. And we'll get in a few more questions, so I'll comment on those in a second. And right now, because it's Black Friday, you also get a bunch of other bonuses. So you get, for example, the content machine that we've built, the free school training on building communities, the Twitter AI system, the school empire system for growing your own communities, the Nomad blueprint as well for like basically building a business that gives you the freedom to live and work online. Right? You also get access to the SEO Elite Circle, which is another community we have. Right? If you never checked this out, this is the SEO Elite Circle, as you can see, and it's another community where you can connect with other SEOs who are getting customers from Google. And so you get all these systems and you get it for the Black Friday deal, as you can see inside the AI Profit Boardroom here. So you go to the About section, you can see exactly what you get, all the stuff you get, and how it works, etc. So feel free to sign up. Again, that deal was only on for AI Profit Boardroom. But yeah, what's the tool stack? Members need to work through all the classroom lessons. For example, Perplexity today was free. Notebook LM, you can use the free tiers on all these tools, see if you like them, decide which ones you want to go ahead with. And if you're struggling or if you're trying to find like a cheaper or a free way to get around stuff, just DM me inside there, Profit Boardroom, and I'll be happy to try and help you find something easier. Then get access to that. So cool. Thank you very much. Supporter says, given that you have high level, why did you build a school community? I tend to find high levels community option is nowhere near as good as schools. And yeah, I also enjoyed entering the school games. Like I got to mastermind with Sam Ovens and Alex Hormozy earlier this week, which was pretty cool. So that was a week ago. That was Saturday last week in Los Angeles. We all got to mastermind together. Myself, Sam Ovens, Nate Herc, who you may know in the AI space as well, was there. So that was pretty amazing. And you wouldn't get that without winning the school games. How do you win the school games? You have to be on school. So yeah, it's one of those. And then Maybury says, would you say that it's better to build AI agents now instead of building workflows? I would do both. So AI workflows are what are going to run day to day. And then AI agents are really good for automating certain processes. Today, I'm going to show you 3 completely free AI tools that just got massive upgrades. These things are wild. You can turn videos into summaries in seconds, generate actual video clips with audio, and transform research into content while you sleep. The best part, you can start using them right now without spending a dime. Let's dive in. So here's the thing. AI tools are dropping updates faster than I can keep track of. But these 3, they're different. They actually change how you work. Not just fancy demos, real tools that save you hours every single day. I'm talking about Google's Gemini, Perplexity, and Notebook LM. And trust me, after what I'm about to show you, you'll wonder how you ever worked without them. Let me start with tool number 1, Google Gemini. Now, you might have heard of Gemini before, but what they just released is on another level. They dropped Gemini 2.5, and it comes in different versions, Flash, Flashlight, and Pro. Each one is faster and smarter than before. Here's what makes it insane. Gemini can now handle images, videos, code, and text all at once. That's the multimodal part, but the real game changer, you can feed it a YouTube video URL, just paste the link, and ask it to summarize the entire thing. No more watching hour-long videos to find one piece of info. Gemini does it in seconds. Think about that for a second. You find a competitor's video, or a tutorial, or a podcast. You paste the link into Gemini, and boom, you get the 5 key takeaways, the main points, the actionable steps, all without watching a single minute. But it gets better. Gemini also generates images now. You can prompt it to create branded visuals for your social posts, custom graphics, even code snippets if you need them. And they added this feature called Created by You. It's basically a gallery where all your generated content lives, images, videos, everything, so you can organize and reuse your AI creations. Now, here's the kicker. Google integrated Gemini into everything, Gmail, Google Search, Google Docs, it's everywhere, which means the barrier to entry is basically 0. If you use Google products, you're already halfway there. Let me give you a quick use case. Say you're making content about AI tools, you find 10 videos on the topic. Instead of watching all 10, you paste each URL into Gemini. Ask it to pull out the key points. In 10 minutes, you have a full outline for your next video or blog post. That's the power. The free version gives you a lot. But if you want the most advanced features, especially for code generation, you'll want the Pro tier. Still, for most people, the free version is more than enough to get started. And if you want to scale your business and save hundreds of hours with AI automation, you need to check out my AI Profit Boardroom. This is where I teach you the exact systems I use in my 7-figure agency. It's the best place to get more customers, automate your workflows, and learn exactly how to use AI to grow. Inside, you'll get step-by-step training on AI automation. You'll see real case studies from businesses saving thousands of dollars every month. Plus, you'll get access to our private community where we share the latest AI tools and strategies before anyone else. If you're serious about using AI to grow your business, this is where you need to be. I'll drop the link in the description below. All right, tool number 2, Perplexity. Now, Perplexity is different. It's not just a chatbot, it's an answer engine. And they just added something crazy, video generation, actual video clips with audio, 8 seconds long. You type a prompt, Perplexity creates a video for you with sound in seconds. Let me say that again. You can generate video content from a text prompt, no editing software, no stock footage, no audio mixing. Just type what you want, hit enter, and you get a video clip. Here's an example. Say you need a quick explainer for social media. You type, explain what blockchain is in 8 seconds with audio. Perplexity generates the video, you download it, post it, done, that's it. But that's not all. Perplexity also added app connectors. You can hook it up to your email, calendar, Notion, even GitHub. So now it's not just answering questions, it's part of your workflow. You can ask it to summarize your inbox, draft email replies, pull info from your Notion docs, all inside one tool. They also upgraded their image generation. They added new models like Nano Banana and Seedream 4, better quality, more control. And they added memory and personalization, so the more you use it, the better it gets at understanding what you need. Now, here's where it gets interesting for creators. You can combine the image generation with the video tool, create a visual, turn it into a short video, add it to your content pipeline all in one place. All right, tool number 3, Notebook LM. This one is from Google too, and it just got a massive upgrade. Notebook LM is basically your AI research assistant, but now it does way more than take notes. Here's what changed. Notebook LM can now create video overviews. You upload your documents, PDFs, web articles, whatever, and it generates a video summary with slides like an actual presentation in 80 languages. But wait, there's more. You can also create audio overviews. Think of it like a podcast episode about your research. You feed in the sources. Notebook LM creates an audio summary. You can listen while you work or use it as a base for your own podcast. And they added public sharing. You can take your notebook and share it with a link. Anyone can view it, read the summaries, check the FAQs. It's like turning your research into a mini website. But here's my favorite part. They added a learning guide mode. It acts like a tutor, asks you questions, tests your knowledge, adapts to how you learn. And they also added flashcards and quizzes so you can study faster or help your team learn new topics. Now, let me show you how I use this. Say I'm researching a new topic for a video. I find 5 or 6 good articles, maybe a PDF or 2. I upload them all to Notebook LM. It reads everything. Then it creates a video overview with the main points, the key insights, the connections between ideas. I take that video, turn it into a script, and boom, I have the outline for my next piece of content. It cuts my research time in half, maybe more. You can also use it to share knowledge with your team, upload your company docs, create a notebook, share the link. Now everyone has access to the same info, same summaries, same FAQs. No more digging through folders. And here's the thing, all of this is free. You don't need to pay, you don't need special access. You just sign up and start using it. Now, here's where it gets really powerful. You can use all 3 tools together. Let me show you how. Start with Notebook LM. Use it to gather your research, upload sources, let it organize everything, get the video or audio overview. Now you have your base content. Next, take that content to Gemini, use it to generate visuals or to summarize related videos or to pull out key quotes. Whatever you need to make your content richer. Finally, head to Perplexity, use it to create short video clips or generate images or connect it to your workflow to keep everything organized. See how they work together? Each tool handles a different part of the process: research, creation, distribution, and they all play nice with each other. The best part, you can start with the free versions, test them out, see which one fits your workflow, then upgrade if you need more power. Let me give you a real example. Say you're creating a YouTube video about AI trends, you start in Notebook LM, upload 10 articles about AI, get the video summary, that's your research done. Then you go to Gemini, paste in a few competitive video URLs, get summaries of what they covered, now you know what angles to take. Finally, you hit up Perplexity, generate a few short explainer clips, maybe create some custom images, and boom, you have all your supporting content ready to go. That whole process used to take days, now it takes an hour, maybe less. And look, I know this sounds too good to be true, but these tools are real, they're live. and they're free to start. You just have to actually use them. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one tool today, just one, try it out, give it a real task, not some test prompt, something you actually need done, and watch what happens, because here's the truth. AI isn't coming, it's here. And the people who learn to use these tools now, they're going to have a massive advantage. While everyone else is still doing things the old way, you'll be 10 steps ahead. And if you want to scale your business and save hundreds of hours with AI automation, you need to check out my AI Profit Boardroom. This is where I teach you the exact systems I use in my 7-figure agency. It's the best place to get more customers, automate your workflows, and learn exactly how to use AI to grow. Inside, you'll get step-by-step training on AI automation. You'll see real case studies from businesses saving thousands of dollars every month. Plus, you'll get access to our private community where we share the latest AI tools and strategies before anyone else. If you're serious about using AI to grow your business, this is where you need to be. I'll drop the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.